Well, shoot, y'all heard about some of the shit I had going on in one, but two, like,
You had a whole month.
well, I mean, I was also moving in this
Actually,
month.
you had like a whole month and like a week or two.
I'm gonna be real with you. Okay, I was freaking had a lot going on. I was moving and I was doing. And I had that bachelor party going to. I was going to. I had a lot of stuff going on. And when I didn't, when I had free time, that was not the game that I wanted to play.
It was the game you needed to play, though.
Outrageous.
I didn't want.
All he wanted to play was tongue fight with his girlfriend. It's fine.
Yeah, and all I wanted to play was Final Fantasy 14.
No, he just wanted to go in VR chat. Is all he wanted to do.
I actually haven't been playing a lot of that.
I wanna sort of go over how far I went because I'm gonna be able to, I think, word this a little bit better. In terms of the crowd here that hasn't finished the game. I got through the second world. I got through the second world. The problem I had was like I'm coming from this month recently playing like Final Fantasy 16, 14, Street Fighter 6, Undertale, like games that are very different but have a tremendous amount of polish. And I remember when I first played this game, like last November when it came out, November, December, something like that. I had a really, really good time, and I think it was because I was going through again the tutorial island where a lot of stuff happens, and you're just going from like activity to activity and sort of learning and doing all that. Once you get to the second island, though, it's just doing those things. Like you're just moving around and doing like little snippets of Sonic stuff, and I didn't really get into it, and so I was kind of frustrated just how like I didn't feel like I was really accomplishing anything. And then I did the boss fight, and the boss fight was cool with the the flying dragon thing, and it was like I was like I don't feel like I really gave this game a chance, and so that's when I made my big mistake. I went back and I went back. Oh, and I have lots to say about the bosses because the boss. The big thing was that I went back and I tried to do the Sonic levels, like the memory ones for like completion. And there's a 3D one where you're like jumping on these platforms and you have to beat it in under like 55 seconds for the S rank. And I spent like 15 minutes doing that.
Why go for the S rank?
It was a challenge, and I got in my head that I needed to do it, and then
he had to do it. He's an idiot.
And I can't explain the rage that I felt when I kept jumping off platforms, or like the camera wouldn't move when I thought it could. Like I was slowly learning, but then like I'd get to another part and I'd immediately lose it to another one, and I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I can't continue any further. And that's why I stopped. Just the rage of the gameplay. You
probably would have hated it even more back when it first released. Because whenever you would jump, it would kill your momentum.
Yes.
Like your momentum would come to a stop.
Sonic's momentum dead. You know, the character who's supposed to keep going fast. Sonic's momentum.
It felt like I was going really. Yeah, I guess that I don't know where their balance is, because it would be a thing.
You can actually adjust the balance in the options menu. It's on a scale of 1 to 100.
I did not do that.
Yeah, you can adjust literally every minute detail about his physics mechanics. It's so weird.
Here's the only option that I would have appreciated. Was there anything like a drop shadow where like their lighting
not
system
that I know of, no. I get what you mean on that.
If you jump, like it'd be really helpful in a platformer. Sometimes it's very hard to
tell like where you're going to be landing.
How far forward you are, how far back you are. Like on the gameplay I'm playing right now, he has a shadow, but it's played with the lighting. If he jumps over that other platform, there's not going to be like a permanent shadow under him, and that would help you like time where you're going to jump. Because there were so many times I just jumped off the edge. But yeah, I rage quit after the second world. There are good things I do want to say, but man, are there some other things I want to dive into. But how about you, Julian? How far did you get?
Okay, so I got to the last stage before fucking. I literally got to the last stage before I had to stop playing it because this game oh god, I just got so annoyed and so bored. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like this game, this might be one of the least It's like I get it, but like the story's not really interesting. The gameplay's kind of like just Sonic runs and beats the and like does fucking Shadow the Hedgehog from Sonic 06 style kicks at people, and then it's like go on and do the same thing over again. And I binge played that like within a week, and I couldn't bring myself to, and I kept having like issues with one of the stages because even with like the motion blur off and all the other stuff, it's like the game, and then especially as I'm playing it on the Switch, it looks and playing on Switch and handheld, it's choppy as fuck, and my hands are starting to cramp up from having to do the same fucking maneuvers with the fucking with the tiny little control stick over and over again. So, I see where it has its merits. I think there's one thing that I wanted to talk about that Scott likes, but I actually don't like at all. Which is the stages where you essentially are going through what feels like Sonic Generations.
Okay, there's something I want to say about that as well.
Yeah. I'll be mentioning about my thoughts on those.
Okay, yeah. I guess we'll sort of separate our thoughts into those because I come from a very different place than I think. Well, maybe Jock will appreciate. I don't know Jock's history. But yeah, and we all know how far Scott got. How was your experience overall?
So, for anyone that doesn't know, I beat the game, I platinum trophied it, I beat the final thing on hard mode in order to beat the final boss, like and get the actual secret ending. Weirdly, I think that you also get the secret ending from doing 100% of the game, like Kingdom Hearts, because when I beat the game normally, like without fighting the true final boss, I got like this whole ending thing. And then I beat the true boss on hard and everything else, and it was all the same ending stuff. I'm like, huh, that's weird.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm guessing that was just something added, was if you get 100%, you also get the true ending. I feel like...
No, but my
true thoughts on this, just as a summary real quick, is I think that there are some flaws with this game, but I had a lot of fun playing it through once. And I will only ever play through this game once.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's the big thing. Like, I had a lot of fun, as you could tell. Like, I binged this game. Like, I beat and platinum trophied the game in like a week. I was very much just like playing this massively. But would I ever now go back to it? No, I deleted that and I'm good. Like, but I enjoyed my time with it, although I think that it has a lot of flaws that we'll be getting into. Like, this is not a perfect Sonic game by any stretch of the word. But I do Sonic think that
in its mess.
personally, I think that it's a fun game still, but I think it's a fun game as like a rental or something where you just play through it once, beat it, and then move along.
If even, apparently for me and Jock, not even that far. We beat it once.
Yeah, but I mean, Jock never beats any game, so
yeah.
Jock,
did you ever finish Elden Ring?
No.
No. He also never finished Final Fantasy 2 for the game club. Undertale, he only finished because it was like a 5-hour game.
Oh yeah, he actually did do more of that game than we did, though.
Yeah, but even then, like that's the only game like in recent history he's actually finished.
That we're aware of.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're
Osu
all like
because Osu's never ending.
Yeah, we're all mostly, I think, on the average lukewarm on this game. It's fine, but it's not like a must play. Let's sort of like break the discussion out because I know for previous games we sort of went from beginning to end, but I don't think that structure will fit very well here, considering two of us didn't see it, and also the game itself doesn't really fit that structure.
You might want to talk about like the gameplay features or something like that, like talk about like, the boss battles, the hub world,
the stupid little fuzzy monsters that you have to collect.
Like, we can kind of talk about the different features I think would work a lot better, and then maybe the islands as a whole in general, as one of the gameplay features.
When I was playing Final Fantasy, I'm not playing Final Fantasy right now because I can't do the discussion and play Final Fantasy.
Yeah. I feel like we should go over gameplay. We should go over general story, characters, and sort of like the graphics, because there are things I want to say. Where would you gentlemen like to start on this one?
Let's go ahead and get the story out of the way.
All right. This feels like it's for. I mean, the story is interesting, right? Because I know that you guys said it's from the comic creator. It feels like there's a lot of adoration for Sonic that I don't get.
Here's the thing about it as well. He was forced by Sega to add a lot of things and remove a lot of things from his original script.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of mandates that he mentioned, and a lot of his hands were tied on things. So some of that is what you see in the final product. If you actually read the comics, his content is a lot better, especially for Amy. Amy is a more empowered character in the comics and more of a standalone. Like, yeah, she loves Sonic, but she's also the leader of the resistance against Eggman and like leads entire armies now and stuff like that. Versus in the game, she kind of ended up just being Amy that everyone knows from the games because that's what Sega wants.
Well, actually, I want to discuss that, but a little bit later when we get into the characters, because the story for anybody that doesn't know, and I want to sort of go over this one thing that still baffles me to this moment. There's like some kind of so Dr. Robotnik wants some kind of ancient power. He goes and messes with it and gets trapped in cyberspace, and it sets off alarms where Sonic and his friends go, and they're just like, let's go check out what's happening. When they get there, things go awry, and his friends are trapped, and he's trying to rescue his friends, and also this overarching mystery of the ancients on this island. Are Sonic and his friends cops? Or like mercenaries? Or why did they feel like they had to get involved?
They're revolutionary fighters that go against Eggman.
Yeah,
like there's literally a whole revolutionary army that they're part of. That was the whole thing of Sonic Forces.
Is Eggman like the president or something?
No, he's just an evil genius dictator that goes around.
So why aren't there like armies or like people like satellites that are tracking his movement? That doesn't make any sense.
They're guerrilla. They're guerrilla.
I mean, like the man is powerful enough. The man's powerful enough to blow up the moon.
Omni. Yeah, they're guerrilla resistance Omni.
And to release like devils and gods and everything else. Like, you think the army can do something against that?
I feel like
Sonic's literally the only one that has a proven track record against Robotnik.
So then why doesn't the government give Sonic a bunch? Why doesn't the world give Sonic a bunch of money and like equipment and shit?
Well, because humans have tried to deal with Dr. Eggman with
I'm not asking that question. I'm asking why if Sonic is the one with the best track record of saving the world, why don't people give him stuff?
About Sonic continuity. There's different continuities because there's some where people don't even exist.
Yeah.
Which is the main pretty much continuity is that people don't actually exist in the Sonic universe. It's just the furry people.
It's like a different world.
I want to point out something that's sort of
like, we have things like Sonic 06,
animation. I don't know how much it follows. I don't know how much it follows.
And it's also how it is in the comics and stuff like that. Is that it's a world of just like the furries.
Yeah, it was also like that. It was also like that in the animated series where like they were humans, but they came to our world.
But like here, it feels like it's a situation where I'm not supposed to ask these questions because another thing I want to mention is that I didn't finish playing the game, but I went to YouTube and I watched the cutscenes because I was like I should at least be prepared for the story, or if anything happened, like I should be aware. And he mentions that like, these past levels that you're playing are because they like read the island read his mind, and like they sort of constructed memories of his. So then the games before are part of his continuity, and it still doesn't explain to me why. Like, how can a world exist where this one doctor dude is so malevolent and so powerful that it hasn't united the world against him?
I mean, they've tried to stop Robotnik before. Like, Gunn tried. They murdered his uncle and daughter, or his uncle and I guess Eggman's niece.
But that's one.
Cousin.
That's one.
His cousin.
And that led to him like blowing up the moon and taking over the world.
That was in Sonic Adventure 2, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's in like everything that happened in that game is part of this game.
We're not sure because technically none of the levels you play through are Sonic Adventure 2.
And so
Sonic
that's
Adventure
where I
1.
think the writing is really bad because it's just like we're just gonna take what we like when we like it.
Welcome to dealing with
the Sonic universe is normally nothing has ever been canon ever in your life, and that there is nothing canon.
Yeah.
This was the first game to try and make a canon, unfortunately. Because every other game before it, unless it was a direct sequel like Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, was the others don't exist. They are a parallel universe. You do not know of them. They do not exist.
Except for from Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes and Shadow of the Hedgehog. None of them share the same canon.
Yeah,
and any of the small games in between
writing to me. Like it's just whatever's convenient we're gonna use, and just don't ask questions. I was kind of hesitant to bring
honestly,
it all up.
I think they were meant to be more of just nods to the fan base, since this was an anniversary game instead of actual like continuity stuff. If I'm gonna be honest with you. And that's just because this is an anniversary game. It was like, oh, well, let's throw in nods to other things that have happened and stuff like that as just a callback and things like that.
Yeah, and I think that's another bad thing about this game is that when you're someone like me who's only ever finished Sonic Adventure 2, I have not finished any other Sonic game, and I've played even less of them. I don't understand what's happening or why. Because did you ever have that thing where Sonic's like, and I remember this because it happened to me this morning. I was just running around in the desert world, and he just stops. The gameplay stops completely. I can't move him or skip it, but he's just like, this reminds me of the chili dogs in Tikal, and then he can start moving again. Like, did that?
No.
That happened to me this morning.
I honestly never ran into that.
I don't remember what he's talking about.
Trophy.
Yeah, he just stopped. I couldn't move anything, and I had to wait for Sonic's one-liner to pass. And I was like, one, that's annoying and a bad decision, and two, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't.
You know what it feels like from y'all talking about it. It really feels like this game was just like for fans, and if you were not already a fan of Sonic, you're lost.
It's an anniversary game, but at the same time, like
because
you
it
also
doesn't say anniversary in the title.
Well, yeah, it kind of does. Sonic Generations didn't say anniversary either, but it was an anniversary game.
I wouldn't have known that was an anniversary game if you didn't tell me just now.
Yeah, Sonic Generations?
There isn't the new Sonic game that came out.
You play through like every Sonic game like ever in the past, like level.
Actually, Sonic Generations started with the 15th anniversary.
And then isn't there actually a game this month that came out that was like Sonic Anniversary Edition or some shit?
No, it's the Origins Collection or something like that.
The Origins Collection? Okay, I'm wrong about that then.
Yeah, it's just the
it's just another re-release.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being treated like I'm dumb for something that isn't as obvious as people may think that it is.
It's one of those things.
You know what's funny though? I remember liking
Sonic
Generations, even though it was an anniversary game.
Well, yeah, but it's hard to find because like you want to throw in references for fans because it is an anniversary game. So you have to try and find that balance and stuff like that. Plus, maybe people playing will go back and go, "Oh, where is that from? What's that referencing?"
I feel like that's bad. Because we were just having this discussion about Final Fantasy, where it's like there's a bunch of things that like are references and make it Final Fantasy. But
I guess
Sonic could do it without it being,
I guess maybe people also are complaining on that with Final Fantasy.
Well, they're saying there isn't enough. This one is not just saying that there's enough. It's like throwing it in your face and making you be a part of it. Because I don't know.
Yeah, but you also have to think about it. Like most Sonic fans are younger crowds. So
again, yeah, it's for kids.
Like, so they do need it more in your face. Like,
but when they do all these nods and references, it's like after this point, it's like it's an excuse now that it's saying.
I didn't have an issue with them, but I'm also a Sonic fan, so
yeah, you also get all of them. I don't, and like there were times where, and I remember in the cutscenes, Tails had a crisis of conscience, or not conscience, but a crisis of identity, and he was like, I remember that time that I didn't help at this place. I was like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, kid. Like, and he's like, no, you did
for
this,
me,
this,
that
and
was
this.
actually like a really great character moment, and I actually really loved like the Sonic and Tails interactions on that island.
Yeah,
like,
which is good, but without context.
Yeah, if you have no context, if you've not played like the game,
it has no weight.
I know the chemistry between Sonic and like Tails, and know.
I mean, most
why
people
Tails
know the
is saying what he's
chemistry
saying.
between Sonic and Tails, but
you get our point, right?
Okay,
Where like if you
I
don't know it, it doesn't.
I get the point, but it's like it's one of those things of.
It's
like,
leaving people behind. For people that enjoy
right.
it, it's really cool and great, but I think it's bad writing.
It's one of those things that was one of the high points for me of the game. Like without it, I wouldn't have cared as much for the game as far as the story goes. So it's one of those like, how do you balance that out?
It was not well for me. It was nice,
series,
but if I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care.
Like, you know, honestly, like it feels like this. Like, the more I hear about it, the more I feel like this game feels like a game by a Sonic fan for Sonic fans.
I mean,
and if you're
Sonic in general,
yeah, but I mean, if you're not like already if you're not already like on board with like all like Sonic lore and everything, this is all Sonic lore, with a good chunk of Sonic lore, then you run a high chance of being just lost.
I mean, even then, there's maybe like 40 minutes of cutscenes in the whole game.
2 hours most and 13 minutes.
Okay, because most of the game is the gameplay. Like, if I'm gonna be honest,
it is. It's a lot of it.
Story, even without that, if you enjoy the gameplay, you're still going to have fun with this game, whether you're lost at the story or not. Yeah. And Sonic has never been a very strong story-based franchise to begin with.
No, let me remind you that most of the backstory in Sonic was in the manual, in the first game.
You know, Sonic Adventure was my first Sonic game, and that explained nothing, and had these characters already knowing each other and everything else, and talking about past events, and I knew none of that shit.
Yeah, Sonic's been doing this whole. Sonic's been doing the. They've been doing the you should know these
Sonic game of all time.
Kind of thing
yeah.
So.
Which is fine, but we're losing the point I was getting to. Which isn't that it's bad because it left me behind. I think it left me in a point where I was just completely lost, and there isn't really a good reason for it. It just is what it is. And
I should also the references aren't the only plot of this game either. It's
the story
there is an
very
entire
simple.
plot of them being trapped in this cyber world, helping out the Cocos, and finding out about the Cocos and their ancient evil that they escaped from, and what caused them all to go extinct and was trapped there and stuff like that. Like, there is that whole plot line that requires no context from any previous games.
And because it's been 3 weeks since I touched it, it was completely forgettable. I was
just mentioning that, like, for people that may not have played this game, that there is another thing. Like, it's not all just, hey, this, hey, that.
Yeah, but it does have a problem of, this plot isn't really...
Like, I can understand the
memorable.
The issue.
It's not really a plot, it's a story.
It's not that I don't see the problem, I just don't know how they could have fully fixed it, and, like, it's two sides of the same coin of, like, I loved it, you didn't care for it because you were lost. Like, it's... I can sort of... Like, it's one of those things, like, I don't...
As somebody who hasn't played a bunch of Sonic games, I would have appreciated some kind of lore compendium, some screenshots that say, like, this happened in this story.
Honestly, I think
that's cute.
Like, because he wanted to do this type of
Julian
thing.
Mocking me like that brings me to Final Fantasy 16, which did a great job, because in that game, any point you could pause it, and there's an encyclopedia you can read. I mean, that's going to spoil me for all games in the future.
Yeah, but the problem is... The problem
I kind of
is,
actually agree with you that it would have been nice.
It would have been nice,
even just
but
not necessarily in cutscenes, but just a database where it's like, they mentioned Neo Metal, and it's like, who the fuck is Neo Metal? Oh,
yeah,
Sonic
I thought
Heroes
Neo Metal
was
Metal Sonic, but
it is Metal Sonic.
He is.
It is.
He just gained a lot of power in Sonic Heroes, and it was the final boss in Sonic Heroes.
Yes, but then there was that original form of his where he had like a metal skirt for some reason, and we never actually interacted with that one for like 2 seconds, and no one cares about it, and that's also supposed to be Neo Metal Sonic, so it's like.
But no, I do agree that would have been a very helpful thing. Like,
because when's the last time anybody's played Sonic Heroes?
I'm hoping that games going forward might do that, and the only reason I think this Sonic game would have benefited from it is because they wanted to reference a lot of things as an anniversary one, and it also would have made people be like, oh, well, maybe I'll go check out Sonic Heroes, you know?
Well, the problem is, how can you play Sonic Heroes now?
Well, we're hoping
It's
eventually
free,
through the
isn't it?
Switch.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Forces or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we're hoping
yeah,
that eventually the Switch adds GameCube and stuff.
a simple
I can
cutscene or
understand that
screenshot with context would have helped.
Yeah, I can see that as being a solution. Like,
Yeah, to sort of summarize my feelings, the story is really simple, but for newer players, it does not contain context that you need to appreciate any kind of depth they're going for.
yeah, like you can understand the plot just fine, and if you want to then go out and seek the depth, you can. But yes, you get a lot more out of the plot if you are a Sonic fan. Like, you will gain a lot more, and it will mean a lot more to you as a Sonic fan.
Yeah.
Because I've seen all the Sonic fans, like, it's either everyone's like, this is literally the meh of everyone's reaction. It's like, yeah, I see it. I get it. Because outside of the references, I really wasn't really invested in much of what was going on.
I mean, outside of the references, it was just a Sonic game in general. Like, no Sonic game has a deep plot. Like,
yeah, but like, I think
let's be honest.
maybe I think like the tone this game was going for kind of just took me out of the whole experience because they were trying to like go for this like weird serious tone, and it's like the last game the tone wasn't right at all. In freaking Forces it wasn't right at all. In this game it's like it's a little too much. It's like it doesn't feel like, you know.
What do you mean by tone? Can you define that?
Okay, so in most Sonic games, Sonic's fucking like just happy-go-lucky fucking what the who get, you know, I'm gonna do this shit because, you know, I'm the hero and and fuck Eggman, am I right? But like, but in this game, it's like it feels like
like they tried to make him an actual character.
It feels no. You could no.
Instead of just happy-go-lucky all the time, then.
No. You can make Sonic a decent character who does that without you know, by subtle moments here and there. Like, I hate to say this, but Sonic X does it better. Sonic X somehow actually did it better, where he actually had where, you know, it's like he had his moments where he didn't do anything, but he had a lot of moments where he actually did do like decent things and did have a character.
That's a 72 episode anime. Like,
yeah, I understand that, but it's like they already it's like Sega, you already established
not 2 hours of cutscenes.
Julian, I wanna disagree with you on that, and I also want to use this as a segue, unless somebody has something specific they want to bring up about the story or what they love. I want to segue this into the character talk. Or does anybody have any last things they want to say about the story in general? No, because
I think the one thing I want to say with the story can be talked about during the character talk. Although I will say, since I was the only person that got to it, the final boss, I actually really like his monologues during it.
What was that? Like,
because the true final boss, like, if you don't beat the game on hard mode, or at least the final Colossus on hard mode, you won't get the final boss. It'll just be a cutscene,
which is so stupid.
And a quick time event. But if you do beat the final boss, or like hard mode, you get the final boss, and it's an interesting gameplay departure. We'll talk about that during the gameplay portion. But I do like that he monologues about, like, you know, like his monologue of, you know, discouraging you and stuff like that. I thought was kind of a neat little thing. Like, I recommend listening to the monologue. It's nothing like super deep or anything else. I just thought it fit really well with the context of the plot was going for and the way the plot was shaping up. Like, I thought it was actually a really nice like bit of dialogue. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it added a lot to his boss battle that I thought was really good. Since he's only on screen for like a few minutes during.
Yeah.
So.
Then yeah, I want to go back to, because something Julian said was like the exact opposite experience that I had. Julian, you mentioned that in typically Sonic is happy-go-lucky and fuck Eggman, and that's literally the tone I got from Sonic in this game. He's endearingly positive about wanting to save his friends and figure out this mystery. Like nothing made him feel negative, even if he was like literally dying. I liked his character in this game, at least from what I played. I didn't have any problem with Sonic himself. It's a kid's character, so like he's gonna be a little over the top. But
I hate how grudgy he sounded sometimes. It was
That
like weird.
bugged
He's
the hell out of me. That bugged the hell out of me.
He's just trying to like sound like super grudgy and serious.
That bugged the hell out of me.
Like,
That's what maybe that's why I missed what Omni's talking about in the tone, and that actually I got the same tone that I always got with Sonic games because he was too busy doing this weird gravel voice.
Tone that
I don't know what gravel voice you're talking about.
Because you never played played Sonic.
I will say this: I played enough Sonic to know this. Omni, he usually sounds like freaking like very cartoony, like "Hey kids,
no, not
if someone tries to touch you, like kind of
no one's done that.
You're thinking of Jaleel White, but
I mean, like he does sound more. He does sound more like cartoony and shit. This he sounded like.
It sounds like he smoked a lot of packs of cigarettes.
Yeah.
In this game.
It sounds like the character. It sounds like the dude who did Sonic had a cold, and they told him, "Fuck it, record it anyway."
Maybe it's because I live with my nephew who's 15, and I don't know how old Sonic is supposed to be in this game, but he just sounds like a teenager to me. I mean, teenagers don't have to have like they don't have to speak like this all the time. 19. He seems like a teen to me.
The last game that recorded his age was Sonic Generations, and he was 15 years old.
I can't do comparative critiquing because I don't have anything.
But he was already 15 years old back in fucking Sonic Heroes. So
curious.
Yeah, I'm just playing this. I'm just playing this game on its own.
It really does feel like at least, and I've not played a lot of Sonic games, but it really does feel like the Sega execs like were to the writer, hey, tone down the happy, you know.
But don't get rid of it.
But yeah, don't get rid of it, but tone down the happy, right? And that's kind of
well, actually, let me rephrase that. It said we want the comic book. We want comic book plot, but we don't want it to be we don't want too much lore. And also make sure to make a game where people recognize what the fuck's being talked about constantly. And it's like, wait, do you want new people to play this game or not? Because it's so confusing.
So yeah, but I mean, new people are gonna play any Sonic game that comes out because that's gonna be the Sonic game when they wanted.
Well,
to
not
get
new people.
Sonic.
Old fans are gonna play. I'm the new people.
I mean, like
the new people.
If they're gonna play a Sonic game, they're gonna play whatever's the most recent Sonic game.
He's saying that like new people will come to it. It's just like I'm saying that.
It's like Pokemon. But like, you're gonna play whatever the new Pokemon is.
Yeah,
like
but
if you're wanting to get in.
Omnijam is saying this experience is something that could turn new fans away.
I don't think it would turn new fans away necessarily.
It's kind of turning me away.
But the
I
gameplay,
like the character.
But at the same time, like what I was mentioning was just the fact of like new fans are going to play this because of the fact if they hear, oh, I want to get into Sonic, they're gonna play whatever the most recent Sonic game is. Just like in Pokemon, if you want, like, oh, I should get into Pokemon, you ain't gonna go and find Red and Blue. You're gonna be like, oh, Scarlet and Violet, that's the newest one? Cool, that's where I'm starting. That's what I was getting at, was like, so new fans are technically playing this game. Like, I don't know what their experience with it is.
Yeah.
Like, we have a small minority in this that, you know, like 2 people that Jock only got through the tutorial, actually didn't even finish the tutorial.
I'm not giving my own opinion. I'm not giving my own opinion on the game.
Right, but I'm just saying you only really
have as much going on. Like, I would have played more if I didn't have as much going on. But like,
even then, let's say that both of you did. It's still only 2 people. Like, it's a very small sample size, so I don't know what the overall opinion is on new players to this game and their reception on it.
But I do see Omni's complaints. Like the Omni's complaints do seem very valid.
I see it, and I don't think that they're not valid. I'm just saying I don't know what the general consensus is by new fans of this, and whether they would continue to play Sonic games or not. Like, I don't think. Let's put it this way: I don't think Sonic Frontiers is killing the franchise.
Oh no, I wouldn't go as far as say that.
That's what I'm getting at. Is like they will play the next game most likely.
I wouldn't go as far as to say it's killing the franchise. That is definitely overstating.
I mean, Sonic Frontier or Sonic Forces, people were like, "Oh, it's gonna kill the franchise and everything else."
Everybody says that about every Sonic game they don't like.
I don't think
Shadow the Hedgehog's gonna kill the franchise. Sonic 06 is gonna kill the franchise.
Nobody shits on the Sonic games more than Sonic fans, so I don't even listen to that.
100% true.
But
yes, because even we don't know what we want.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone here is
Listen, I just played the Sonic games.
Except them re-releasing Sonic Adventure 2 again.
They re-release Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, I'll be happy.
Yeah, but I don't think any of us are like saying that.
Well, you were saying it would turn off new players. No, I'm just saying that
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if there are a okay size of people who, if this is my first Sonic game, they get it. Oh, I don't like this, and this is their last Sonic game as well.
Yeah, like if this is
but they're also gonna see that any other Sonic game does play differently. Like this was the first and only so far open world Sonic game. This was the if you put this versus Sonic Forces versus Sonic Generations, they play very differently.
I mean, you're right. You're right on one end, but also one thing I do know about people as well is that they don't generally like to look into things like that. And here's the thing, some people might go in knowing a little bit about Sonic, but there will be people who know next to nothing about Sonic, and that will play it, and they'll be like, "Whoa, this is Sonic."
Well, I mean, even then they're gonna get turned off by the next game when it doesn't play like Sonic Frontiers. Then
that whole mindset about people who don't look into things, it's maybe there's certain series that you should understand.
Whatever's popular at the time, then they're not the market you're grabbing for anyway.
Yeah. I want to
should look into things. I'm just saying, I
want to kowtow
those people as well.
Yeah, I want to kowtow this conversation for a little bit until we get to gameplay, because I feel like gameplay is something we can talk about more when we're talking about the different experiences for fans. I do want to talk a little bit because the only characters in this game that I got there were cutscenes with Eggman and the girl, but Sage. The only characters that I really got time to spend with were Sonic, Knuckles, hi Saralina, and Amy. And
Sonic, Knuckles, and hi Saralina. So hi Saralina's my favorite.
Hi Saralina. Hi. I played the first island last November, so take that however you want. But I'm pretty sure Zonek was in my audience, and we were talking about it, and I really, really liked Amy. Because you got to remember, and I need to put this in context. So give me 30, 45 seconds, okay? I only knew Amy from the memes and from some old, Sonic Adventure 2, where she was not a character, she was a avatar for somebody to be in love with Sonic and for weird Japanese humor, where she was always chasing them.
Just in case you were wondering.
That's the only context I had for her. And for this game, she came off like much more of a character. She had her own hobbies, or I didn't know she was a fortune teller. She was competent. She was thinking through her situation. She was level-headed. She was willing to look out for other people rather than have Sonic save her as a priority. She seemed like much more of a character to me. I don't know if this is worse, if this is a worse version of her compared to the other games. You guys made it sound like you didn't like her, but I really liked her. This is the first time I saw her outside of...
This is closer to her comic book adaptation, which is my favorite version. Also by Ian Flynn, and that's why she has more of a personality in this game than she does in a lot of others, is because he was allowed to do some with her. But I feel like it was still a lot less than the modern Amy I was used to from the comics. And considering who the writer was for this game, I was expecting a lot more, and it seemed like it had to go back more towards, because I hate older Amy. As far as because to your point, she's not a character. I love her design. I love modern Amy's design way more than classic Amy from Sonic CD. But ever since she's been introduced, as far as a character goes, till recently, she's just been. She loves Sonic. That is all. That is her, entire personality. I mean, hell, Sonic Adventure had to write a song for her. And it was just about her painting herself blue for him, and how much she loves him and how crazy she is for him, and that she would basically kill herself if she couldn't be with him. That was Sega's mindset for Amy. And it's nice to see that it somewhat went away, but it was also one of those things of you could see where they had to kind of rein her in from what she was going to be from the comics, because of it has to be the Sonic video game universe. So we can't have her be too drastically different, although at least thankfully she was able to be somewhat different enough that she actually had somewhat of a personality and character now. So no, I don't hate this version of Amy, like in Sonic Frontiers. I just was expecting more, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
but it is a much better version than any other video game version of Amy to ever exist.
Yeah, I liked her a lot. She was probably my favorite character.
Knuckles, I thought, was the most like boring in this game.
Man, wait, before we get into Knuckles, does anybody have anything they want to say about Amy, Julian, or Jock?
No,
I don't know if Jock got to see her for a little bit.
I got to see Amy. I didn't see any other.
You got to see one cutscene with her.
Man, Knuckles sucks. I did not like Knuckles.
He always sucked.
So boring. His voice actor was really weird. He was doing that thing where
his voice
remember in the
so
old
strange.
Yeah, do you remember that thing in the old Japanese media where like the English dub would have to adjust the cadence for their speaking? To match the lips? That's what it felt like he was doing. Hey, Sonic, I need you to save the Chaos Emerald, whatever the fuck dialogue he had.
It was so weird, and I'm just like, this is off-putting as hell.
Knuckles.
And his character hadn't evolved at all from what I remembered. He would get upset, and Sonic would calm him down, and then they would just act like they were bros, and I was like, this is so annoying.
And it's messed up too because Sonic in the freaking was an animated series. I don't know if you've seen a clip. Not Sonic, Knuckles, an animated series. I don't know if you've seen the clips. Was actually a funny, interesting character.
Which I only know him from Sonic Boom.
Which
like
Sonic animated series?
I've seen some
Sonic
clips.
animated series.
It's the weird looking Knuckles, the really muscular one.
Yeah,
I've seen some clips of him.
Boom. I like him. He's funny. And
that's a
we don't
whole
talk about
different
Sonic
universe.
That's a whole different
we don't talk
thing,
about
yeah,
that
but I
one.
mean, like, write him more like that. Damn it, he's funny.
The only Sonic Boom we talk about is the one the one on the Netflix show, which is actually pretty good. That's Sonic Prime. My mistake.
Fuck that shit.
Sonic Prime is good. Fuck you.
That is garbage.
It is not garbage. It's only garbage because it's on.
Talk about a show
Netflix.
that doesn't lead to anything.
Wait, did you watch it? I thought you didn't have Netflix.
I've seen clips. And,
okay.
How do you say you only seen clips of it?
I was like, watch Cyberpunk.
Other people I know have said that it just doesn't lead. Like it builds up to things and just never does anything with the build up. Like nothing ever happens. Okay, Julia. Does it ever lead to anything? Does anything major actually happen? Or is it just basically an episodic show that nothing ever really happens?
Well, it was going to lead up to something, but then it stopped, and it's not going to come back. It's not going to come back for a while because of, stuff going on in Hollywood right now, so we're kind of screwed.
Yeah, exactly. So it built up to nothing, and then...
Well, I don't know. It might build up something in Japanese, but not in English.
It's good.
I'm curious what your issue. I'm genuinely curious what your issue is with Sonic Boom, though. Like, I haven't watched much of it, but I've seen the clips online, and the show was genuinely funny.
I know that. Yeah, I'm curious to hear Julian's because, like, I have no issues with the show.
The show is it's all right. It's all right. It's not hurting anybody, but it's
literally said the only Sonic Boom we talk about is this, bro.
We don't talk about Sonic. We don't talk about Sonic.
He wanted to avoid talking about the game, I think.
Yeah, and the games suck, but the animated series was actually pretty decent.
It was all right. It was all right. It has the annoying
Sonic Prime.
Somebody's annoying OC character in it, but other than that, it's fine.
Chuck, if you actually ever watch Sonic Boom, it's very equivalent to that one Looney Tunes show.
Oh, okay. So you talking about the one where they were like in the
where they're like living together and stuff like that.
That was like Cartoon Network's thing during that time. I think it came around the same time.
Yeah. Except Sonic Boom was better written than the Looney Tunes one, but it's the same similar type of thing.
What can you do with the Looney Tunes?
I love that. I just love that one joke where it's just like, I don't know what to tell. Like, I got a speeding ticket. I don't know what am I going to do with the court? Tell the judge that that was it. Like I gotta go fast as a medical. As a medical.
Oh no, Jacques, that's a reference.
What it is?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like to Sonic? Like,
Sonic, that's Sonic's catchphrase.
It was a very well. It was a very
even I know that's
his
catchphrase.
Yeah, like most people know that's his catchphrase, and even so, it was like a one-off joke. If you miss it, that's okay. But if you have like too much of
Sonic
that,
Boom is actually a pretty decent show. Like I have nothing against that show. I have everything against those games though. They were garbage.
All right. So we don't like Knuckles in this game. Does anybody have anything to say about Eggman, Sage, or Tails?
I liked Eggman and Sage, and I liked their interactions. I just wish there was more of it.
I forgot them.
Like, because I do like that. Sage is trying to convince Eggman about having Sonic help him, and he's just like, no, fuck that shit. She's like, but you literally have worked with him in the past. Like, why the fuck are you being so resilient to this?
Yeah, back in Sonic 2, Sonic 2, Sonic Heroes,
and
Sonic Advance 3.
Like, I don't know. I kind of enjoyed like the father-daughter aspect between them, which is really played up near the end.
It's like somebody tried. It's like somebody in Sega.
The issue I have with it is that there's only like 4 cutscenes of them in the whole fucking game.
Yeah, I feel like it's like somebody in Sega saw the fan joke made from fucking Sonic Mania that it's like, hey, upside down, Eggman looks like a completely different character in that one flying battery boss fight. And it's like, oh, it's his daughter or some shit. It's like some fan in character daughter or some shit. Someone in Sega saw that, really liked it, and said, let's make something like that.
Julian, I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with you there. There is no
that.
Sega executive that's seen any fan anything. They do not give a shit about these IPs.
Yeah.
No. Not a high executive.
Right? Like I'm gonna blow your mind that the concept of Eggman having a daughter is not the most original thing in the world. Like the writer
even then,
probably
it's
came up with it.
He thinks of her like a daughter. It's not actually his daughter.
No, yeah, but
somebody, she's a computer, she's a computer AI.
But this was written by a fan, who had to get reined in by a lot of shit. So,
well, obviously, he's a fan. He's not gonna write a 10-hour game if he wasn't a fan. I would hope not. Was she introduced in this game, or is she a character?
This was her first.
Okay. This is her first appearance. She has never been introduced in anything else.
Yeah, the intro felt weird to me. I felt like I was missing something where her voice came up and everything.
No, we all were missing something. It's called not explained yet.
How every Sonic game starts, unfortunately. But
so
weird.
First, Sonic games not explaining what happens at the beginning is kind of common.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I understand the issues with it, but I'm also just part of that community, and I'm like, yep,
yeah,
first time, I
feel like they did themselves a disservice in not having her, not introducing her before this.
I also feel like they did a disservice by not having her in more cutscenes, since they clearly wanted to build a relationship between her and Eggman more. Because one of the final, the credits theme is her,
Can I make fun of that real quick?
Apologize to Eggman. So,
not that, but I saw it on Game Grumps and I was like, they're just playing it up. But then I saw it in the game, in the cutscene that I saw on YouTube. I can't believe there's a montage of her remembering all her times with Sonic in them, and she's singing a song over it. I was like, this is so cringe.
It's one of those things that I feel like it would have worked a lot better if they had given her more time.
If she had earned it, sure.
Well, and you also... Here's one thing too with her, a lot. You're gonna miss a lot of her character if you're not doing side stuff.
Yeah, Zonak was yelling at me about that when I played it on stream.
Because there's so many moments where she's just asking Sonic motivations, asking Sonic why he does things, why... there's a lot of introspective moments of her, she's literally growing through the side quests, and it seems like they wanted you to do them all in order to actually make her character moments late in the game make more sense. And I feel like that's very much a gameplay design flaw. And there's no way to defend that one. But at the same time, you are unfortunately missing a lot of her content without doing side quests.
Yeah.
Just like you're technically missing a lot of Knuckles, Amy's, Tails, if you're not doing side quests as well, because they have a whole lot more to say. And there's also the entire story of the little Korok things.
Mocha, Coca, whatever they're called.
Mocha
in the Sonic Frontiers video that I watched, that was like doing that did all the cutscenes and stuff. They interspersed all the things you're talking about, where like they develop the characters. But it feels like you do the side quest to earn development, which is a bad pattern. They should.
Right, and that's why, like I said, I can't defend it from a gameplay standard. I'm just saying, like, unless you're doing the side quest, you are missing a lot of content.
It worked for Breath of the Wild. Why wouldn't it work for us?
And a lot of character development, and I do feel that's a sad part, because I feel like side quests should be more of like, I was okay with the little Korok people's like thing being side
give me
quests,
a second,
because you're learning more about their
they're called
destruction
Coco, right?
and stuff. Coco, there we go.
Coco.
You're learning more about them, and it's like, oh, that's what a side quest should be. Is just like you're gonna learn more about the lore, but like there's major character development moments for Sage and Tails and Knuckles and stuff that it's, well, not really Knuckles, but like there's a lot more character moments that are in these than should have been for side quests. Like I feel like they meant to make, or like a real game would have just had these in, or a better game
More
would have
naturally.
had them in, like just more naturally in the game, not optional things that you can completely ignore and then be confused by moments later in the game.
Yeah, 16 does it well, where the side content is its own story, rather than you need to do the side content to learn more about Clive and Jill. It's just that these are extra characters, and Clive and them are interacting with them. Whereas this game, it's like, if you want this conversation with Tails where he opens up about his insecurities, you have to collect 35 Koopo nuts and get from point A to point B in 30 seconds.
And that's why, like, I thought the Coco stuff was fine to have a side quest, because all it did was allude to the fact that they were wiped out by something.
Okay, so...
and it kind of gave you more of ideas of their culture before it, which all it was doing was providing more context for what would happen later. Without it, you could still understand the gist of, like, oh yeah, ancient civilization wiped out by ancient evil. But it was just being like, oh yeah, here's just a little more context for it. That was perfect as a side quest. The character moments with these other characters is the stuff that I'm like, this shouldn't have been a side quest. This should have just been included in the main game.
Because it really was one of those, it worked in the game we're copying, why can't it work for us kind of moments.
Who are they copying?
Breath of the Wild.
I don't know.
There's a lot of side story that happens in Breath of the Wild through fucking side quests, and it worked. It's like they were already copying them with the open world thing. Why not use the rest of the freaking thing
saying that they're going to copy them with the open world is like saying like any open world game is just copying Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, but come on. Come on.
Well, I think you're missing the point that we're complaining about, which is that you have to do side content to earn vignettes of character development.
Yeah, that should have
been
in
those games.
Like the way they did their open world, you can arguably say was somewhat inspired by Breath of the Wild.
It's just an open world.
I don't know.
I felt like it was pretty original for a Sonic game. Well, I guess we could segue, unless somebody has something to say about another character like Eggman or Tails.
No, like
we
I said,
segue into gameplay.
I will say with the Tails one, I do think he got the best development out of the three. And I liked his character moments with Sonic that were the side quest stuff. I did think they were pretty decent, but overall, like, I wish I had seen more of Eggman and Sage. Like, Eggman's just my favorite character in general, and it's like I didn't see much of him throughout the game. I was just like, oh, okay. Like, you see him a few times at the beginning, basically, like once in the middle, and then that's it until the end. And it was just a very strange thing that they decided to not have more content with him. Overall, though, like, the characters I feel were okay. I liked one of Sonic's lines. where like Sage asks him what his end goal is, and he's just like, well, I mean, sometimes it's a giant floating ring, sometimes it's a signpost.
Oh, that was in the video that I saw. That was funny.
Yeah, and I'm like, I did enjoy that bit of dialogue. Like, I feel like that's a reference even like a lot of newer Sonic fans would kind of get.
I got it. That was funny.
Because even then he ends it with like, well, most recently it's been a giant portal. Like, so you can kind of understand, even from the context of this game, like what he's referring to.
Yeah.
But I want to say I did like that line of dialogue quite a bit.
Then do we want to segue into gameplay and wrap it up after that?
Can I mention one thing before we get into gameplay then?
Sure.
So I want to mention about the music.
Oh yeah, go for it.
The boss themes are fucking great.
It's the butt rock. It's the butt rock. It's so fucking.
So many
dope.
people compare it to one specific game, and I'm like, yes, that's exactly my first thought when as soon as I heard like the first boss theme, I'm like, yep. Everyone's comparing it to Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, and I'm just like, yeah, no, that is exactly what I thought of too.
The crazy boss
like,
shit, the fucking camera angles.
You suddenly get into like, going from like classical music type stuff and normal gameplays to fucking like grunge rock and like punk shit and stuff like that and screamo, and it's like, yeah, no, that's like, it's like going into Rules of Nature, like.
It's so hard for me to love the boss fight because I want to boss fight. I was trying to say boss fight, but
the boss fights. I love the boss fights. That fucking 3 different drinks. Just a little sampler.
My experience is so different because I played it when it came out, and I played the first boss fight on stream. You can go back in my YouTube and actually see my reaction.
Stop plugging.
And it was really, really fun and really cool. And Zonak was there, and we were having a great time. I was like, "This is so awesome." And you got to remember now, I'm replaying this, and I just finished Final Fantasy 16, and those boss fights set a new standard.
Yeah.
And I'm just seeing the gaps, and I'm like, man, that's not fair.
To talk about the gameplay.
Yes, it's not. Yes, it is not
for the boss fights.
That
no.
crazy person.
But I will say, in case anyone's wondering, there are 2 songs in the game that I absolutely like love, and I have listened to pretty much daily for the last month. And that is "I'm Here," which is the final song of the game, basically. Like the final Giganto, the final boss song. Fantastic song. And then "Find Your Flame," which is the 3rd boss song. And both of those are just fucking great songs. Like, absolutely love them. "Undefeatable" is also a fantastic song, and that's the first boss's theme. But the other 2 are the ones that like I still just listen to this day. The opening theme is okay. I like the band a lot. It's One OK Rock. Like, fantastic band, but it is not one of their better songs.
Did the first boss and the second boss have the same song? Because they sounded very similar to me.
Yeah, they are completely different songs.
Okay. I just, again, it had been like 8 months since I played it.
Yeah, no, every boss... the vocal tracks are, every boss has a vocal track, and then the ending song and the 2 ending songs, Father Eye from Sage, and then I think it's With Your Friends or something like that, with the other, which is the other one talking about Sonic and them. But yeah, those are all the vocal tracks in the game, and then obviously the main theme. Which, for Sonic, I love the vocal tracks in general. Like, that's one of the biggest things that I love from those soundtracks are the vocal tracks. This one did not disappoint for me. Like, I fucking love them.
Yeah, they were pretty good. Seeing what games are doing now, I think that if they make a Frontiers 2, they'll have to push their game a lot more. But it was pretty fun. One thing that it makes me feel like there was a lack of polish in the boss fights is Sonic is like has no vocals during the boss fight, and what I mean is, I remember the second one where you're fighting the flying one. There's a scene where he's like sort of thrown around, but you don't hear him go like whoa or like grunt or anything. He's just oddly quiet.
It's very strange because to your point, like I think until I want to say it's the 4th boss, he doesn't have any dialogue like during the bosses.
Yeah,
And even then, I think it's
empty.
the final boss, the 4th Giganto. It's only during like the final moments of it that he has like one line of dialogue, and it's just a very strange thing. I feel like they just didn't want to record any supersonic dialogue, like at all.
Or maybe they didn't schedule it or something. Like it's just a lack of polish, I think, which is unfortunate because those boss fights are otherwise really, really fun and really cool.
We'll get into whether they're really fun or not.
You don't like them? I only played 2. Wait.
Well, here's a little thing for the since we're gonna be going into gameplay anyway.
I got your Giganto right here. Oh Jesus!
Fucking, my experience with these boss fights was a thing. And you can hear my rage during one of the streams.
The mini boss fights suck. I hate them.
Yeah, I got so angry at the main boss fights, the Gigantos. I was pissed off and livid on stream.
So funny. It was so funny
because of the fucking parry system.
Rewatching that.
Because my issue was with the parry system, because spoilers for not spoilers.
If you're watching this,
for anyone that doesn't know, I started the game like you did, Omni, like last year, like in December. Although I only got to where I basically got to where Jacques was at. And then that's where I stopped at the time. So the parry system, I'm thinking, oh, it's a parry system, like you hold L2, R2. Like I'm thinking you have to time this shit. And it's so much simpler than that.
Yeah.
Because it's literally just hold down L2 and R2 until the boss attacks you whenever.
You will just auto parry.
And then I was like, oh, that's just fucking lazy. So then every boss just got easier because I'm like, this is not a challenge in any way, shape, or form anymore because there's nothing to this. You just dodge around, hold L2 and R2 for certain attacks. Although boss 3 can suck a dick. I know you never got to that one, but fuck that shit.
Yeah, I want to because the parry system was so easy. I didn't really have any issues because I play a lot of these.
I had to look up a tutorial on how to do the parry system properly, and then I was like,
why you had to look up tutorial because the tutorial system sucks in this game. Did you try to access the tutorial anywhere in the game? It doesn't give you a choice on what to pick. It doesn't have a timer. It doesn't tell you what you're practicing for.
I did, but it didn't. Like, all it said was hold L2 and R2, and I'm like, oh, well, like, that's not, it wasn't...
It sucks.
It wasn't clear enough, at least to me, that it was like... Because when you name something a parry, I'm thinking you're parrying it. Like, and then it's hold L2 on R2 to parry. And that's what video games have bred into me, is that parrying means timing so that you then reflect it. Not literally just hold the buttons.
Oh my god.
Like, and you will just auto-reflect everything that comes in. Well, once. And then you have to hold the buttons again to do it again.
Yeah,
I stumbled onto that by accident.
Shit in this game. It's garbage tutorial.
I literally started parrying because I was holding the button by mistake.
Yeah. There was 2 or 3 moves that, to your point with the tutorial, I still don't know how to do. Because I'm like...
It just pops up randomly, and you just have to notice that you can jump in a tutorial. For what reason? I don't know. What are we going to practice for? I don't know. Did I already do this? Yeah. Do you still want to go into tutorial? For what? Oh,
I had it where tutorials would show up during loading screens.
Oh, that's another thing that pissed me off. Is like, okay, I'm going into the world. Let's do... And it's like, all right, let's do tutorial. Let's load the tutorial. Stop loading the main game. How do I know? Because it would stop me from playing. I'd exit the tutorial and then go to another loading screen. I didn't want that. And it had nothing. It was when I was loading to the 3D Sonic World. I was like, I don't need to know about any of this.
That feature, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure there are plenty of options I didn't see.
Yeah, you could turn off the loading.
Yeah, the options menu kind of fixes a lot of the gameplay's issues to let you ignore a lot of the bullshit. It's kind of dumb.
Yeah, the game had a lot of post-launch updates.
Yeah. I'm probably the only, because I'm usually the only one that notices this stuff of our group. But I want to just mention real quick. I hate the resolution, and I hate the pop-in, like everything that just pops in randomly when you're running through the world. I'm playing on the PlayStation 5, and it's still a problem.
Homie, you have no idea how bad the pop-in is.
I would never wish it on my enemies to play it on the Switch. I can't believe you played it on the Switch.
Because it was given to me for free. I'm not complaining.
I would have.
I didn't pay for that.
Take it back.
But no wonder Steven gave it to me. I'm kind of pissed at him now.
I want to just take it to GameStop and be like, can I put this towards a PS5 version?
No,
oh, wait, you don't have a PS5.
No, I'm not gonna embarrass myself by letting them know I own this.
I mean, you let everyone that watches us know you.
Yeah,
know you have it.
And I can forgive
Yeah,
like
but who
texture
cares what
pop
they
up, because there can sometimes they're loading 4K textures, like I get it, and you're loading a bunch of them, like I'm fine. But when it's like there's a pool of water that you can hit and it'll kill you, and that suddenly pops up, like this is unforgivable. I can't. This is bothering me so much.
On the third island, you got lava and shit. Like
I would never. I'm so glad I rage quit.
There's a lot of.
I also was playing this handheld, so.
Yeah,
Star Crunch United.
There is a lot of
follow. Thank you.
Kind of shit. Like I don't think the game was polished at all.
And that's why I started it off.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Top of stream.
I think the game was polished somewhat because there's definitely some noticeable improvements from when it launched last year. But I don't think the game is as polished as it should be, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
Like,
and again,
it's much better than what it was last year, but what it is now is what it should have been last year when it launched.
It can still be improved upon. Like,
yeah, and they are still doing free updates. I know they're adding new playable characters like this month or next month. Like
crazy.
They're still doing a lot of free stuff for this game, which is a positive, but at the same time, like, I feel like some of these gameplay things should have been taken care of a long time back before it really
There's
launched.
something that cannot be fixed with patches or DLC, which is that I was so frustrated and confused. I guess it's a Sonic thing. You got to remember, I'm not a Sonic fan, so I don't have it tempered
We'll
into
find
me.
out once you say it.
It's so weird when I'm running and I do a jump and like I hit some kind of invisible box where the camera's like, I'm gonna be here now and you can't turn me, but you can control yourself. And then I jump again and it's like, okay, you can't control yourself except doing A, B, or C, and you can now move the camera. And then I move to another section where it's like, you can't control the camera, but you also can't control what you do.
Frontiers, because what you're doing is you're hitting the different zones where you're going 2D and 3D. And it's
go ahead.
It's because of the way it works in the open world. Like certain areas of the open world, when you start, like when you hit, like let's say a specific bounce pad, you're going into a 2D section. So the camera then is fixed into a 2D section, and you're fixed on a 2D plane. But it's so jarring because of the fact that you're in an open world environment suddenly going into this shit.
Yeah,
like,
that never usually happens.
I want to give you an example that's not that though. In the desert world, because I thought it was going to be cool. I thought it was going to be like a really interesting boss fight, and it was just rails. But as soon as you launch into the desert world, you go over a little.
That is only the first time you fight the boss.
You see like this giant. I'm not talking about the dragon. Do you see this giant Eiffel Tower looking thing? And so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna head over there and like maybe fight it or explore it or whatever. And it is in fact a boss. And I was like, this is such a weird design, but it's really interesting. Like, how am I gonna fight this?
Yeah,
what it does, it throws giant rings at you, and it. Man, I had explored the world and I had max rings, right? And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna head over there and I'm gonna fight it. And it what happens is it throws rings at you, and then you jump on a ring. The camera shifts to its own position
because it's going into a certain.
You can't. I know. Let me finish. You can't move the camera. You hit the ring, and you can you don't need to jump or move. All you have to do is finish the circle around the ring, and the game will automatically move you. So I had to learn that. I didn't need to aim or control myself. And then it sends you to another ring. You do the same thing, and then you do the same thing, and then you go onto these giant rings, which is the actual boss fight. And then you ride the rail, and you can go left and right. But then you can control yourself. So I was constantly jumping and then moving myself, and I would land off, and I'd have to jump back on the rail. Now here's where things get interesting. I died because it sends these weird flames to you, and I have bad depth perception. Then also, as you're riding around the giant ring, its legs cover the foreground. So if like a fire is coming at me on the ring, and I stand behind the leg, I can't see it, and I can't see that the fire jumped into my lane, so I don't know whether to jump or move lanes.
Been a glitch.
So then
I don't remember that happening.
So
yeah,
that
happened
didn't
happen for me. So that might have actually been a glitch, in all honesty.
So then I'm like, I have to retry it over and over until I like sort of figure out how to cheese it, which I eventually I don't do it legit. I just cheese it eventually. But then I go back, and then those rings it was throwing at the ground, apparently it can hit me. So I had max rings, and I could take 2 hits before a 3rd hit would kill me. Then that ring hit me, and I lost a bunch of rings, so I could only take 1 hit, and then I die. But here's the autosave works. It saves the last time you collected rings. So before I was loading to when I had full rings. Now that I got hit, it's loading to where I got hit. So now I've lost health, and I'm still doing the same thing. So it's even harder now, and it's just like, it's so dumb.
So
I couldn't stand that fight.
About that fucking autosave, it is one of the things I was most frustrated with bosses. Because if you die to a boss, you just have 0 rings, and you have to turn supersonic, which consumes rings. So you're just having to sit there paralooping repeatedly while dodging the boss so that you can get rings, so that you can then actually even fight the boss again. It was so fucking bullshit.
I hate it.
I don't know why that's a thing. The only thing that I will say is seems like a glitch was the legs blocking the foreground for you. That seems like it might have been a glitch because
I would just circle the rail, and then suddenly the leg was in my face, and I couldn't see behind the leg until I got past it.
Yeah, that didn't happen for me.
No, me neither.
But at the same time, like, all of the mini bosses and their gimmicks shit was just annoying as fuck.
They're just an excuse for a gameplay vignette, like the same thing where you're running around the world and you do.
If I didn't have to do the fight all of them for a platinum trophy, I would have actually just ignored them because, fun fact, if anyone wants to ignore any of the gameplay features in this game, Big the Cat exists. So Big the Cat, you can go fishing for by using purple coins, and you can get coupons and stuff like that, and points, fishing points, and then you can use them to buy like the keys that unlock Chaos Emeralds. You can use them to buy the items that unlock like the side quest stuff. You can use them to buy the gears that unlock levels. You can use them to buy the little Korok people. Any collectible in the game can be just gotten through Big the Cat. You do not have to play the actual game at all. Which is how I basically got through most levels at that point. Was I was just like, fuck it.
Hey kids, you ever want to play a game but not play the game?
And just go fishing.
What did you do? Shoot a Big's the Cat.
If the rest of the game was fun, I would ignore it. But fuck, man, I just
so
got
like
so
all the
bored.
mini bosses
so
fucking suck. They're all just one gimmick, and that's it. It's a gimmick. You do their gimmick, and that's all. Like even the actual bosses is just they have a gimmick. You do the gimmick, and then you win.
Yeah, but you get butt rock, so it's forgivable.
That's the soundtrack does make it more forgivable. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
But
I'm glad you two like soundtrack enough for it to forgive you, because I'm just like, eh.
But one gameplay thing I cannot forgive, and Omni and Jacques didn't have to deal with this shit. In order to get to the final Chaos Emerald on on Chaos Island, the 3rd island of the game, fuck that shit. So, Omni, you might have gotten to it. Did you play the little like Ikaruga minigame?
I don't remember. I played Ikaruga. I didn't know that that was in this game.
There's like a little minigame that you play Ikaruga, where you swap between the two things like it's a bullet hell. You swap between the two.
Sounds familiar. I probably did that.
You do it to hack things. But there's a different mini game that they decide to throw at you. They throw at you fucking pinball.
Oh, pinball! Sonic likes pinball. I know Sonic likes pinball.
And then they're like, you know what? We're gonna have Sonic pinball. Score 500,000 points.
I love pinball.
In order to unlock the level, and then you're like, oh, that's cool. And then you start getting 1,000 points. Like that's like the things you're getting. It's like 1,000 points at a time, and I'm like, well, fuck me.
It sounds like a Final Fantasy 14
you have to like collect red rings in order to get multipliers, but if Sonic like falls through, you lose the multipliers, and you have 3 lives to do it.
I never got to that point.
It sounds like pinball to me.
Like, the problem is with pinball is somewhat random. The ball can end up in locations where you just cannot hit it, and that's just GG. And I don't like that when you're talking about you have to do this for the plot. Like, it's a bullshit thing. And then once you get the point requirement, by the way, that's not the end of it. It doesn't just end. A hole opens at the top of the screen, and you now have to knock Sonic through that hole in order to actually end.
Yeah, pinball is bullshit.
And it's like, this is not okay to gatekeep the rest of the game behind fucking pinball.
Yeah, because like, in all the other Sonic games, the pinball was optional.
Yeah, at least the little Ikaruga thing is very easy. And there's a reason for the Ikaruga thing, in all honesty. If you got to the true final boss, the true final boss is just Ikaruga. It is 100% just Ikaruga.
Why?
It is a bullet hell where you're swapping between white and black. You can when you're white, you can absorb white pellets and get damaged by black. When you're black, you absorb black pellets and get damaged by white. And you can swap between
some of these Sonic games and fucking bullet hell. Bullet hell like.
I don't know, but that was like one of my favorite boss fights because I just love Ikaruga.
Because some Sonic fights always end up like, okay, now you have to dodge bullet hell, and then you might get one chance to hit something.
But yeah, but that is one thing. Like, at least the Ikaruga portions make sense if you actually get the final boss, because it's just practice for the true final boss. But overall, the gameplay just... I don't know, I hated the gameplay loop. I hated that it was just gather the Chaos Emeralds, turn gather 6 of the Chaos Emeralds, go to the boss area, gather the 6th or 7th Chaos Emerald from the boss, go Supersonic, beat the boss, go to next island, lose Chaos Emeralds, collect 6 Chaos Emeralds, get to the boss, get the 7th Chaos Emerald, turn Supersonic, fight the boss, go to the next island, lose the Chaos Emeralds, get the 6th Chaos... Like, I'm like, you couldn't think of anything better than just collect the 7 Chaos Emeralds over... I
mean, Sonic games aren't... I understand that not all Sonic games aren't known for their fucking, like, variety in playstyles, and when they do, it's usually a negative. But fucking goddamn, it's like, at least when you run forward, at least in the game of running forward, there's other obstacles and things that I have to get used to get through said things, not just the same thing over and over again. Fucking Sonic speed kung fu's his way through all the shit, and then okay, fight, and then okay, everything's over.
And then the other thing is too, when you go into the actual levels, they're just like 30-second levels for the most part. They're like just little bits and pieces.
Can we talk? Oh, so we can talk about that now.
And they also only use like 4 different themes. It's always Green Hill, Chemical Zone, City. Or Speed Highway, sorry. Or what was the other one? Sky Sanctuary. Mm-hmm. It's only those 4. That's it.
There are other stages in Sonic Generations, assholes.
Because when I first got the first few, I'm like, oh, okay, so they're all going to be references to other Sonic games. And then I started getting like, oh, this is just Green Hill again. Oh, it's Green Hill again. Oh. Like, we're just doing 4 themes over and over again. Got it. Okay. This is really lazy. Like, and especially that they're only like 30-second levels. The main game is the open world. Like, that is by far the...
You could have cut those other sections out of the game entirely, and it wouldn't have changed the goddamn thing.
Yeah. like, you know, as I mean, I guess it fits the Skyward or the Breath of the Wild thing, where it's like, yeah, or analogy that we had earlier, where like the main game is the open world, not so much the dungeons. Since the dungeons are just repetitive, small, and boring.
So bad. It's just
Stop
so...
talking about my penis.
We'll talk about your penis. We'll talk about your penis wherever we want, Omnijam.
God damn it.
But no, like, it's just, I don't know. I feel like the gameplay loop was just very dull. While I enjoyed going around the open world collecting things, just because I like collecting things, like that's just a sick hobby of mine. Like, I have a mental illness here.
Well, at least you admit it.
But at the same time, like, the average player is not going to care for that. Like, I feel like they should have made the actual individual levels a lot more fun. Because I liked the concept of them being, like, references to other games. Like, you know, kind of, because this is an anniversary game. Like, cool. And then the problem was that it was just 4 references. Like,
it's fucking
instead of being like, here's a bunch of different references. And the other thing is, too, like I said, the stages are so short that you're not really playing them. Like, it's 30, 40 seconds, maybe a minute.
Maybe.
And then you're back in...
That's not counting if you failed and died. You know, if you failed and died.
Yeah, they can last 15 minutes if you're failing and dying.
That is true. If you're just not having that much of an issue getting an S rank.
If you
and I wouldn't know.
I kept
I pretty much could have gotten an S rank on every level, but...
I could not, and I did not. I fucking rage quit so hard.
Which is funny, because, yeah, you don't need an S rank for jack shit. Well, if you're going for Platinum, you need 1 S rank in the entire game.
What's the point? Alright, I'm sorry.
Like, but yeah. But no, like...
Jock, you had a very limited experience with this game. What did you think of the gameplay?
I mean,
fascinating.
Yeah.
I forgot Jock was even here. I thought he just dipped.
Did you have anything to add? I doubt it, but
I thought he fell asleep.
No, I'm still here, and I'm like, I mean, I mostly enjoyed it when I was going through some of the more traditional racing like when I'm going through some of the more like a traditional like racing levels not racing levels, like not racing levels, the levels when you're running, right? Levels when you're running. I didn't enjoy a lot of the open world. And that was kind of like that really felt like a slog to me. And that was the reason why, like, after, you know, work or after I'm done taking care of whatever business I'm taking care of, after moving and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
we get it. You had shit to do.
Yeah.
He says that, but even like fucking Undertale, if it wasn't a 6-hour game, he would not have ever beaten it. He would not have even really played it before stream.
I
don't give me that, because you were in the same boat as I was.
Yeah, but also,
Omni,
also, here's the thing. I picked up Undertale literally the night before. Like,
yeah, and if it wasn't like a 6-hour game, but
no, I highly disagree with you on that. And the reason why I highly disagree with you on that is because, I highly disagree with you on the fact that if it was the same circumstances, because I picked up Sonic Forces. Like Frontier. I picked up Sonic Frontier 2 weeks ago, and I just had a hard time picking it back up. But like Undertale, I actually had a hard time putting down. And even you saw, after I had no longer any obligation to play it, I wanted to play more and beat more. I actually really did,
which is fine. It's one of those things of like, you don't really time out things for this.
I mean, you're right, but like, here's the thing. What I'm saying is,
because even like 2 weeks for the Sonic Frontiers probably was not enough time. That's why we gave ourselves a full month.
Like, that's fair. Like, you're right about that.
Plus, you even had an extra week, and you still didn't.
I legitimately like did like try. I was like, okay, let me pick this up earlier. I don't have that kind of time. Let me pick this up earlier. Let me try to play this.
You were like,
and I just had like, and I legitimately
play an hour of it. Whew, man, that was a thing.
That was a very.
All right, look.
Okay, back to
if you guys are watching my stream, because I got curious, the video I'm playing, you can see the boss I was talking about, and these legs are popping in the foreground. Like when you go past them, they show up, and that would be hit by fireballs when they were on the screen, and I couldn't see them.
Your legs pop in the background.
That's true, they do. So I wanted to have to like anytime there was a fireball that was in near close to me, I just jumped off and started over until I eventually got it done. But see, like the fucking leg right there, it's so stupid. Anyway, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I couldn't see it because I'm too busy seeing a commercial for the Meg 2, which is a thing that's happening.
The Meg 2.
It's the it's the movie about the megalodon shark.
I saw that trailer like multiple times while I was at the movies. So. While I was doing my double feature.
So I'm assuming you already seen Haunted Mansion and something else.
Yes, I have seen Haunted Mansion and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
I am not going to see.
This dude has so much better luck than I did. Anyway, I'm all pissed.
But yeah, we'll talk about that after we finish Game Club.
Maybe he doesn't suck, homie.
Maybe.
It's
maybe
true.
He doesn't.
Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's not a little bitch.
Better. I hate this boss. Let me quit.
Yeah, he made you quit. You fucking hate it. I mean, you can hear my rage to the bosses.
Yeah. Then I think we basically went over everything that I wanted to go over on this game. It's fine enough. I wish it was more polished, and I wish there was more variety. But otherwise, it's fine.
Like I said during my little thing, like it's flawed pretty badly. I think if you're a Sonic fan, it's a good one-time playthrough.
This dude is having the exact same experience I had where I was moving and not realizing it was automatic.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry
I don't recommend... No, you're fine. I don't recommend, like, putting a ton of hours into this. I don't recommend doing much more. I feel like it is a decently enjoyable Platinum Trophy if you do want to go for the Platinum Trophy.
Do not binge this game. Do not binge.
I don't know. I did exactly that.
Yeah, and look what happened to you.
I mean, I had a decent time. Like, I put in...
Well, clearly it seems like you like this game more than I did. So
I clearly did. Like I don't think that one's up for debate on that one. Here, where can I see my gameplay time for that?
Should have jumped off from the very beginning.
Yeah, you don't have to stay on these things. You don't have to stay on the grind rail.
I know. I realized that, and I eventually cheesed it, and that's how I did it.
I put in exactly 24 hours into the game and found it a decently enjoyable Platinum Trophy.
And Jacques said that's 23 hours too many.
Me too. Me too.
But yeah, nothing too extreme on the Platinum Trophy. Like, I feel like it was a nice challenge, but I will say, like, unless you're a Sonic fan, just avoid it. And even then, as a Sonic fan who got the Platinum Trophy, I will never touch that game again in my life. Like, well, I say that, but I'll probably check it out again when the new playable characters come in, just to see what they play like, but that would be it. Like, I'd probably just screw around as, like, Amy and Knuckles and stuff, and then put it down again to never touch it. Like, it's not like some of the other Sonic games, like Forces or, Generations, where I'm like, no, I'll go back to this game and play it occasionally just to screw around and have fun. This one is very much I played it, I got my Platinum Trophy, I had fun, but that was it. Like, I'm done.
I've been playing Sonic Forces and Sonic Mania this entire time.
Yeah.
The only reason I ever even thought of playing this game was because it had the Monster Hunter collaboration, so...
Which I had that costume on the entire game, and every one of my trophies has that costume.
Me too. Well, no, I don't know if all my trophies have it. But yeah. I wouldn't be
like, I'm not taking this costume off. Like,
we're not doing this.
It looks great. I'm glad that it shows up in almost every cutscene.
We're not doing these stupid 3D
but yeah,
stages.
It's a flawed but decently fun time. I don't recommend paying full price for it at all. Like, find it on sale or rent it.
Or have an evil freaking sibling give you a super inferior copy for free. And curse him for it.
Yeah, because I think I got mine on a Black Friday deal.
Steven, did you do that? Oh,
yes. Yes, Steven gave me that, and he got himself a PS5
Switch.
Of course he did.
Wow,
and all that pop-in stuff I was talking about is on the PS5 version.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it wasn't that.
Steven's the one who
yeah.
told me the game is really good and I should get it. And,
Yeah, I 100% agree with Omni. Like the pop-in issues and a few other things are 100% on, no matter what version you're playing. Like that is a thing that's just in the game. I don't know why. Because even then, the open world is not very filled. Like it's still a very, very empty open world, especially like the desert one. Like, but it's just random shit. It's just an open world with a bunch of like random springs and random boxes and random shit that you can climb on.
And there's no real skill because it's just like it sends you where you're supposed to go. All you have to do is.
There's some really annoying shit once you get to the third island.
But I played it just sends you where you gotta go.
Yeah. The first two islands are very easy, and then you get to the third island where it's like, oh, you want to get to this like floating island over there? Cool. Go to the other side of the map where you'll find like a rail, and then do this whole rail grind puzzle all the way across and platforming puzzle across the sky to get to the island that you're trying to get to. And if you fall at any point, you have to restart everything.
Another thing that frustrated me, was there fast travel in this game? I can't remember.
So, fun fact about the fast travel. There's only 2 ways to unlock fast travel. You can either unlock every level in the map, and that will unlock fast travel to all of the level. Or, sorry. You have to 100% the map. In order, like... Because you do these little challenges to unlock portions of the map. When you unlock 100% of the map, you can unlock fast travel to all of the levels. The only other fast travel in the game is by fishing with Big. You can get these certificates that will allow you fast travel to Elder Coco and Hermit Coco.
That's so stupid.
And you have to get them on each island by doing the fishing.
Fucking decision.
Those are the only fast travel options in the entire game. So that was why, for the most part, I was like trying to find fucking Big as fast as possible whenever I got to an island to try and do fishing so that I could try and get fast travel.
Did you use a guide, or did you actually wander around until you found Big?
No, I actually
did
wander around.
Guides.
No, I did actually wander around. I only used guides sparingly when I just literally could not figure out how to get to something.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I used just the icons on the map and like some exploration. Like that was how I played.
Yeah.
But yes, I would be lying if I said I didn't use a guide at all during the game, but it was not my primary method of playing. I wanted to try and find it on my own, and if I was just really getting frustrated or really couldn't figure it out, then I'm like, alright, fuck it. I'm not gonna waste more time.
Any last thoughts, Julian or Jock?
Nah.
Jock's like, I wasted money on this.
So then, Sonic is fine. We're done with it, though. I don't know if I'll play Sonic Frontiers 2, but what I do know that I'll play is August's Game Club game of the month. We need to discuss that now.
Let's play 2K. Julian, let's play 2K19 PGA Tour because it's free on PlayStation
anymore.
Yeah, Julian did pick Sonic Frontiers, so
I needed an excuse to actually finally play it, and then I ended up.
I mean, to be fair, that is part of the Game Club thing. Is that either you try a game that you have been wanting to play, or that's been sitting on your backlog, or that you've always heard about. I mean, that is kind of the point.
Well, so if we went through my extensive backlog, we'd be playing
if we went
RPGs
through my backlog. You'd be playing a lot of random shit.
It'd be a lot of JRPGs, just so many JRPGs till the end of time. Just so many JRPGs.
I mean, we could
till the end of time.
I'll go through one of mine. I got Samurai Warriors 5. That's one of my sitting on my backlog. I also just pre-ordered Spider-Man 2 today, but that's not out yet.
That's not out yet, silly.
I'm looking at the list that we've shared in the past. Titanfall's cool. Control is cool.
Yeah. You know what? I'm kind of curious about Control.
Too.
What was that, Jock?
I said I'm gonna look at this list too.
Yeah, and I said I'm kind of curious about Control as well. I have Alan Wake.
What kind of game is Control again?
It's like
action adventure type of game.
Third-person shooter with like time-space manipulation as the mechanic. I'm gonna be very honest. For that game, I've been so knowing in the back of my mind I would play it someday. I've been totally blind on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen like a guy get the platinum trophy, but it was very much like he didn't talk much about the plot or anything else. Just a basic overview of like the beginning of the plot that sets it up, and then some of the gameplay stuff. But that just kind of made me more curious.
I cannot see all of Omni's like channels until I have to type it in, and then like because I had this issue last time where I was like looking for Game Club.
Are you looking on your phone?
Here it is. No.
Are you on your phone?
I got found this time. But like, last week I did have the issue where I was looking everywhere for Game Club, and I didn't see any like
We could do Minecraft Dungeons.
Oh yeah, that was free on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think I got that. I don't think I've ever played Minecraft.
We have South Park and the Stick of Truth. I haven't played that yet.
I've played that. I have beaten that to death.
Okay.
Turnip Boy
I haven't played Titanfall 2 in a while. That's a good game.
I never played it. I never played any of the Titanfall games, and I just mean the campaign. Obviously, we're not gonna.
Yeah, campaign, of course. Yeah.
We're not gonna rank up in multiplayer as a squad.
Yeah.
If there is still multiplayer.
There is.
It's surprisingly popular.
We could do Cat Quest.
What's Cat Quest?
The Plague Tale is apparently
It's an
very much so highly
RPG.
recommended by you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cat Quest is a cat-themed action RPG.
Sounds gay.
It's got a pause menu, like
Shut up.
PAWS menu.
I know. As soon as you said it, I got it. Shut up.
It's fucking great.
Oh my god. Hold on.
A little ooh-woo hidden gem.
All right. So wait, what is like a Plague Quest? Like medieval Horizon?
No, it's not like Horizon at all. It is medieval. How do I even begin to explain it? It's very much a story-driven third-person adventure game. The mechanics sort of change depending on what level you're on, but it's very story-heavy. It's very dark and it's kind of sad. It's very beautiful.
Similar to Silent Hill type of thing.
You know what? You know what vote I would put in? I don't know. I feel like maybe too many people know about this, but it's on a list. Nier Automata.
Yeah, I've been waiting for people to finish Nier Automata. Nier Automata for a long time.
Yeah, like I haven't beaten it yet, and I haven't I've picked it up a couple times, but I keep getting distracted. It'd be like, and it's a game that I do really like though. It'd be nice to like
Where's
beat
the
that.
list for this?
You do.
I'm reading the list, Julian.
No, where's the list for this?
If you go to there's a list for this. I think you're about to say.
If you go to the Game Club channel and scroll up towards the beginning,
it's not the only list. Like you can add to it and stuff like
Is
that.
it pinned?
No, but I could pin it.
You need to pin that. You should pin that.
We could do Oculus Strip,
scroll up.
Hellbound, and Debriefed.
Game Club is not that active.
Fucking pin it anyway.
I'm a little bitch. Fucking scroll up.
Let's see.
Slut bitch.
You know one that I would recommend.
Okay, I pinned it.
Do is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Like I've never actually played through the Ace Attorney games, and I've always wanted to.
My vote is. I'm gonna say my vote is gonna be either Nier Automata or Titanfall 2.
All right, Nier Automata and Titanfall 2. What about you, Scott? What are you curious about?
Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney or Control.
I have Phoenix Wright on the 3DS. It'll give me an excuse to play some 3DS games or Control.
Phoenix Wright is such a. The problem with Phoenix Wright is it's just not short.
Is that Julian would fall asleep? My big problem with Phoenix is that I saw the
either fucking Nier Automata is not going to be short either.
I didn't suggest that either.
Well, Titanfall is short. Titanfall is very short.
Can I tell you guys something about my experience with Sonic and what may have played into my frustration?
Sonic raped you as a child?
Maybe. Also, maybe
What?
I didn't update it.
Don't
It
play
just
Control until you
updated.
played Alan Wake. It's in
I
the
just got
Alan
a
Wake
bunch of
universe.
You
new
played
shit.
a base game.
Maybe I did because like, I got a
Control
bunch
is not a
of options
terribly
popped
long
up.
game, but you should play Alan Wake.
Oh,
explains-
then all these additional options popped up too.
Yeah, that explains a lot.
Yeah. Would you like to play birthday decorations? Sure.
I love the birthday decorations because it gave the little Koroks or whatever hats, so I could actually find the little fuckers.
All right. So Scott was for Phoenix, right? Or Control. We have Titanfall 2 and Nier for Jock. What about you, Julian? What are you curious about?
I have no idea, actually. Cause maybe the Outer Worlds looks interesting, and I always wanted to play Chrono Trigger, but it's.
No, you're sitting there talking about Phoenix Wright being a long.
Yeah, but
game,
like I
and
was
then
about
pick,
to
like, a
finish
50-hour
before you
game.
opened your mouth.
Jesus Christ,
I
he's so
was going
angry,
to
he's
say
fucking breaking
that
up.
it was gonna be a long ass game because it's 20 to 30 hours.
Yeah, I've never played Chrono Trigger either.
Chrono
That's
Trigger's
another
a
one I've
lot
totally
longer
avoided.
than 20 to 30 hours. Like that's more like a 40 to 50-hour game.
But it's iconic though.
It's a long ass game.
To be honest, there is Metroid Prime 2, which I never finished either. And Hellblade: Senseless Sacrifice, I don't feel like being mind fucked.
Yeah, the only problem with Metroid Prime 2 is how it'd have to play on emulator.
No,
literally
it's on
the only way to.
Switch.
No, it's on the
No.
Switch. No, they put them all on the
I
Switch.
thought it was
now.
only one. I thought only
It's all
Metroid Prime 1 was on
Nope,
Switch right now.
it's the whole trilogy. The whole trilogy should be coming out. On
Sure?
Switch, I think, isn't it?
Right.
Should be coming out is a whole different thing than is out on. Let me double check real quick because I know the first game is, but I didn't think all three were.
While you're looking that up, I want to point out something about Chrono Trigger because I went ahead and I just looked it up just in case. I just went to YouTube and I was like Chrono Trigger full playthrough, and I found a couple videos where it's like around 18 to 25 hours. But here's the thing, that they're probably not doing 100% or like going through all the extra side content, and also like me, because remember I put in the most time in Final Fantasy 2. They're probably not power leveling like I would, so even I would play more than 20 to 30 hours probably.
I'm quite a ways in Chrono Trigger, like 3/4 of the way through the game, and I'm at like 50 hours. And that was without doing side quests, that was just me playing through the plot.
Well,
so I don't know if that just means I'm sucking, or these people just, like, are very skewed on their time frames and played a lot of Chrono Trigger and were like, yeah, it only takes like this long.
Well, like, that's why I went to YouTube, because it's like literally you just play the video and it says it's an 18-hour time, or it's a 16-hour, or it's in parts, and they add
right,
up,
but
like,
they've probably played through multiple
they probably
times,
know what they're doing,
yeah.
Which is why I was
know
saying,
where
like,
to go, what they're doing.
If you do it or use a guide, it's probably
also,
20 to 30 hours.
Yeah, Metroid Prime 2 is not on Switch, Julian.
Okay, so it's only one.
There are rumors of a Metroid Prime 2 remastered currently in development for Switch. That is as of July 19th of 2023.
Well, we all know we get that before we're ever going to get Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, so then no Metroid. So what was the other things you were curious about, Julian?
Let's see. The Outer Wilds?
You mean the Outer World?
Well,
Outer World and Outer Wilds are very different games.
Yeah, they are very,
Outer
very
World
different
is
games.
the Fallout game. Like, it's
okay.
Fallout S games.
Yeah.
And then, well, there what? Well, oh fuck, I just died. I was considering doing, it's like we should all play a fighting game we never touched before.
Just tournament for the game club, but that flies in the face of what the game club is, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, because a fighting game normally doesn't have that much of a plot or anything else.
Oh, that's why I was going to suggest one with a plot. One with a plot. King of Fighters.
I'm Mexican,
It
but
doesn't
I'm not
really
that
have
Mexican.
much of a plot. Like,
Oh no,
the
King of
newest
Fighters
one
has
doesn't even
plenty of
have.
plot.
It doesn't even have a story mode.
Yeah, it does. King of Fighters 15 has a story mode.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
I literally played through when it launched. It only had an arcade mode.
The arcade mode is the story mode.
dumbass. Shut up, Julian. You're done.
Yeah,
What
okay,
other-
just play
what
through
other
every
game?
person's
God
arcade
damn,
mode. It's
that
the
was
story.
harsh.
Well, because he just
Oh,
wants us to
fight
play
to it.
arcade mode for like 30 characters.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's fair.
like
Yeah,
versus
no, that's
like
fair.
at least Tekken 7 had a story mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that at least had an actual story mode versus what you're saying of like, oh, we'll just play through every arcade mode with every character.
Mortal Kombat has a story mode.
Bruh.
Fuck,
Street Fighter
Street Fighter
6
6 has a
what
story mode.
happened?
And I've been through that story mode.
Yo.
It's pretty basic, but it's fun.
Yeah, but it's
Real
there.
quick,
It
real quick,
exists.
just like a real quick, like I'm sorry, I just need to change the subject. Something happened. I was trying to go look at Omni's stream on Twitch,
Uh-huh.
and I was
You got
like
an
logged
ad
out of.
for
I was,
porn?
no, I was logged out of Twitch, so I tried to log in, and I get this message saying that it does not support my browser. I'm using an up-to-date Firefox browser. They literally just dropped Firefox as
Who
something
the
that they
fuck
support.
uses Firefox anymore?
I don't like the fact that every single browser is Chromium based. So I use
Opera
the one
GX.
browser. The Opera GX is also Chromium based.
Uh-huh.
All
Well, Jacques,
browsers.
apparently,
are
like
Chromium-based
no
except for
one
Firefox.
gives a shit about Firefox anymore.
I
because
don't
no
think
one's using
Google.
it.
I don't think Google should be a freaking monopoly. All right, I just don't. Like I don't like over browsers. I don't think they should be a monopoly over browsers,
Yeah,
bro.
I use Edge, honestly.
It is also Chromium based.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it's
not
Microsoft.
Google Chrome.
Yeah,
I'm
but it's
not log-
Chromium based.
I'm not logged into my Google account.
That's fair,
You-
but it's not Chromium. If it's still Chromium based.
You can't escape Google on the internet, no
No,
matter
I'm
how
not trying
hard
to
you
play this
try.
Google. I want to
I mean,
support. I want to support the competitor for Chrome, so that or for Chromium, so that it doesn't just go away. Because I don't want to see a future where everything's just Chromium based.
I
Pick
mean,
your battles.
yet you only do Steam.
No, I also have Microsoft.
No, dummy.
Uh-huh.
He's talking about the other way you can purchase video games on
Yeah.
on PC
You don't go to like Epic Game Store or anything
Yeah,
else.
I have all that.
or freaking Newegg.
Uh-huh. You do support
Game
Steam
Store,
though, right? Like-
Epic's Game Store has like. Well, here's the thing, right? Like the browser is different. I'm not gonna just like.
Oh, you don't
I
want a
don't
browser
switch to-
monopoly, but you're okay with a video game monopoly. Got it.
What? That's shut up, Scott. You're literally just being what's it called, antagonistic for no fucking reason. Anyways,
Julian, do you have a game that you want to play?
To be honest, not really. Usually, I was hoping you all would, because most of the stuff that I have is all JRPGs.
I gave my.
I mean, JRPGs are fine, but
Yeah,
since
yeah,
we're
yeah.
already a little ways into August, it's kind of like you might want to pick a shorter game for this month, and then starting in September, we can go into a maybe
I
like
don't know. Pick
RPG
something
or
out of the Sega Classics collection.
I would never. What
Can't
are we gonna talk
be.
about? I got this. This is how I got a high score. Shut up.
You
I'm
know,
sorry.
because
I'm sorry, this can't be true.
let's play
though.
Yakuza.
I mean, we
The
could,
other-
but I've already
the other-
beaten Yakuza 0 and 1.
Let's play Like a
The other
Dragon.
thing I was gonna say was that maybe if we pick a slightly longer game, we could split it over 2 months. But I don't know if that's I don't know if we want to like
I mean-
pause halfway.
Yeah, it's fine with me if we pick a longer game and split it over 2 months. It's just a matter of
Right. Twitch.tv and support.
like what longer game.
Okay, so it's CD officially supported. I'm sorry, I'm just confused.
That's
Are you
fine.
still on about that?
So Titanfall, Nier, Control, and Phoenix Wright are the games that have been tossed
'Cause I know
out.
Nier will be also a longer game.
Yeah, it's a bit longer, especially if you're not good at that game. I don't know if there's an easy mode on
Oh
the
wait,
on the game.
was both Nier and Titanfall 2
Yeah.
like eliminated?
No,
No. I'm just
Nothing is-
no,
none of them were eliminated.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought you were saying it was
not-
too long.
no, I was
No.
I was mentioning that it's a longer game. Like
Oh.
I
that
don't
one is
think it's a
definitely
2 month longer game. It's not like a Persona type game or anything like that.
no, but it's definitely like quite a bit because I mean you're not just gonna want to get ending A and call it a day because then you're
That's
only
super
getting
easy.
like a tiny
That's
bit
kind of
of
what we
plot.
did. That's kind of what we did for Undertale.
The thing with
Well, Undertale permanently locks you out of one of the endings unless you then rebeat the entire game.
I've explained it multiple times, but there isn't really multiple endings for Nier, but like you just have to keep playing to
Yeah,
keep getting. They're like chapters more than anything.
Yeah, it continues on. The true ending is all the way down at the end, and
Yeah.
You just have to keep going through shit to get to it.
It'll also give you an excuse to buy
because there are
platinum.
26 different games. So
endings, you mean?
Or sorry, endings. Yeah, there's one for every letter of the alphabet.
Yeah, I would call them fail states or end states rather than endings.
I would say like 21 of them are fail states. Then there's like 4 or 5 actual like pseudo ending or like 4 pseudo endings, 1 real ending.
Yeah, there's 3 chapter endings. The third one has A or B option, and then it's like if you want to go through the secret ending, that's like the secret one, and that's the one that I would love to talk about. Anyway,
what about Jedi
Survivor? We do agree that like most of them
talked about that earlier.
Yeah, but Jedi Survivor we'd have to do the first one. Like I can't.
Oh, that's not
the
first
just go
one?
into the sequel. No, this is the second
so
game.
why don't we play Fallen Order then?
I already played. Well, I mean, you guys can. I've already played Fallen Order before. I'm not gonna go through it again.
Oh,
remember that was like one of my top 10 games in like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh.
I mean, I'll discuss it, but I don't want to play through it again. It's very long, and it's a little confusing to navigate, but it's very good.
That was my biggest issue, is that it's just confusing to navigate. Like beyond that, I was having fun with it, and I thought the plot was fine. It's just trying to figure out where to go was just like everything looks the same. And I just can't figure out. Like I'll get in combat, and I'm like, which direction was I going? And the map is like no help.
What are you staring at, Butthead? Huh?
I was able to get through it. I was able to get through it even with the map like pretty okay. The problem is like backtracking in any real way is a mindfuck.
Yeah, I'm not bothering with platinum trophy in that game. Like trying to get all the collectibles and shit. Like it's no.
Yeah. Well, I want to posit this. How about we coin flip for it between Control and Titanfall Story?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'd just rather do Titanfall.
All right. I'm using a digital coin flip. Hold on. Let me put it on stream, I guess.
Yeah, that way we know.
Capture? Okay.
Everything.
Yeah. So I'm just flip a coin app. Jock, I want you to call it heads or tails.
Hey, before we do this, real quick, can I check to see how much Titanfall is right now on the store?
You should have already had it for
free.
My
god,
it's too much. It's like $5.
It's been free multiple times.
Yeah.
I might already have it for free.
We all have it.
All right, so I'm calling heads.
It's the same thing. Titanfall
tails.
Is free.
So it's gonna be Control.
Control.
All right, that works. Control is also free for like every fucking console to exist in the history of man and PC.
So like we'll do
every
Control...
PC store is kind of free.
We'll do Control this month and Titanfall next month. Is that
okay?
Works.
That sounds cool.
All right.
I'm good with both games, so.
Yeah. If anybody needs, I mean, I'm not saying this to chat because I don't know who you strangers are, but if any of you guys need help procuring a copy, let me know and we'll figure it out from there.
Okay.
But the strangers be like, buy me a game on Steam. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but I do know that like Titanfall 2, like Chuck, you should have it. If not, like
I think I did get it for free, but I'm not.
If not, I think like physical copies are like I think $4 or $5. So
I'm updating the Game Club channel.
So it's at least not like super expensive.
Play Alan Wake. Control is a sequel. Play Alan Wake first, which is also free.
I didn't think it was a sequel.
They're in like the same world, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Sequels.
I mean, let me double check before.
I hear rings. It's giving me PTSD.
I've been playing. I told you I've been playing Sonic.
I know. I remember
Sonic fucking Mania this entire time.
So it's not a sequel. It's just not. There is a connection. Now Alan Wake 2 will be directly connected apparently to the events of Control.
That's interesting. That's cool.
So that is what I found from Polygon, is that Alan Wake 2 is
so what you're saying...
the connection between those will be a direct connection, versus apparently Alan Wake 1 is just, hey, like a in-universe event or whatever. Like apparently the company that is in Control, like, saw the events of Alan Wake or something like that. So it's like, oh, well, okay then.
I mean, hell, if Alan Wake is short, maybe I'll stream Alan
so
Wake.
Code Veronica. So it's like Code.
Like,
so
just
it's
for me.
kind of like Code Veronica. It has things in it that
now there is
that
also
are
apparently an Alan Wake expansion for Control.
That's interesting. Because I got Alan Wake on PS5, like the remake that came out, the remaster.
Yeah, I have it as well.
So
I
maybe
was
I'll
so pissed off because I bought that game for $12, and then it was announced as the next month's free PlayStation Plus game. I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it?
Hey Jacques, check and see if you have Titanfall 2. If not, it's $5 right now.
Oh, okay.
It's like perpetually $5.
It's $19.99. It's slashed through and says $4.99, but there is also no date on it that says like when the sale ends. So
yeah,
just double check. But if not, spend the $5 now if you don't already have it. Since it is.
Oh, that's bullshit! I didn't touch that spike.
Like, I don't know if the sale's gonna go away, so. But yeah, just double check that you have it. If not, go ahead and pick it up since it is literally going to be next month.
Follow up with you guys. Like on that in a second, because right now my PS5's not hooked up, so I'll hook that up a little earlier.
How do you not have? No wonder you weren't playing fucking Sonic.
But no, I had Sonic on PC.
Did you buy Sonic all the pop-in? Like when you were running around, did stuff just pop in out of nowhere on PC?
I don't even think he had enough time to notice.
I don't think so. Like when I was playing it.
Chuck's like, I mean, well, the first island, I didn't notice anything, so.
I didn't notice anything.
I mean, that's pretty much like the first island. I didn't notice anything. I'm just saying.
Sweet Jesus. Sweet Jesus.
Alright,
then I'm gonna
download Control tonight. Might as well download Titanfall 2 as well, since that'll be next month.
Alright, and I think Julian wanted to play some kind of multiplayer fighting game thing, but I don't want to do that. I want to play Final Fantasy. I'll be honest with you. I'm working on my Zodiac weapon, and I'm like on my 7th book.
Sweet Jesus, Omni!
Dragoon Lance.
We talked about this!
I'm doing it. I'm gonna see it through, Julian.
You're a madman! You're a madman and a fool.
I'm 7 books in, baby.
And you're a fool for it. That's a mistake. Even Bobby agrees with me. You are making a mistake.
What is he trying? What are you trying to do?
He's trying to get the ARR relic in fucking Final Fantasy 14.
So I'm gonna give a quick overview of like the situation for Jock. Mind your fucking bit. No, I'm just kidding. No. The way that the game works is like every expansion there are these relic weapons, like these weapons where you have to go through this super long quest in order to unlock it. And once you do, you can use them as glamours, and they're like a cool way to show off that you went through the effort of doing it. And I'm going through the ones from the original Realm Reborn, and those are kind of infamous for being very tedious. And I'm like maybe a third of the way through.
Why don't you do all the beast quests in the ARR while you're at it?
I finished those. a long time ago.
Every single one of the beast tribe quests?
Yeah, I finished them for Realm, Heaven's Ward, and for Stormblood.
Crazy person.
The way through them on Endwalker. I love crafting.
All you got to do is craft.
Yeah.
My brain is warped.
It's like me with collectibles.
But yeah, I'm doing it, and the way that you do it is you have to beat these instance dungeons, and then you have to do a bunch of fates, and then you have to do these books, and then you have to apply all this materia, and then you have to spend a bunch of money doing this quest, and you have to do a flight of dungeons. Like you have to repeat a dungeon like 40 times, and then you do more stuff, and then you have to repeat dungeons like 20 or 30 times. Like it's not terribly difficult, but it is exhausting.
I only have so much life on this earth, and I'm not wasting it on those things again.
I'm doing it.
Like how he says again.
I did it once because I didn't know any better.
Yeah, telling people not to do something you already did once.
Yeah. I tried to save him.
I don't need saving.
That's what it sounds like to me.
I need support.
You can do it, Omni.
Thank you. I'm gonna.
It's because Scott's not.
Good job.
Scott doesn't. He doesn't have to worry about it. Worry about the.
No, but I would do it.
No, you wouldn't.
I kind of would.
Because they're not even. Because at this point, it's not. They're not even useful anymore. It's literally for glamour purposes.
But
It's
do
just for
they
glamour.
look cool?
Not really.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Okay, see,
Not
Omni
really.
says
The
they look
Heavensward
cool,
ones look
then
better, and
that's
it takes less time and effort.
You're only saying that because you got a stupid book. Because you made a bad decision. The rest of us were doing cool weapons.
Julian just made poor life choices and decided to then blame you for it.
I have the axe for fuck. I have the fully made axe for fucking warrior in that. Shut up.
You told me that you did scholar.
I had the warrior one too because it was a lot easier to do. Because it was a lot easier to do.
You did it twice, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
yeah,
that's exactly what he's saying.
Technically.
And he doesn't even want you to do it once.
Well, then I have to do it 3 times to beat you, Julian.
Okay.
And I will. I will do it.
Are you gonna do
I
all
will
the, are you
get
gonna
three.
do Are you gonna do all the Heavensward relics to beat me too?
Probably. Did you do all of the Heaven's Word?
I did 5 of them. Because
Then
it's
I gotta
easy.
do
It
6.
doesn't take as long. It doesn't take fucking forever.
Why is my connection
yeah.
poor?
What was it? Omnijam.
It's just a lot.
Yeah.
It's just gathering fucking poetics. A lot of poetics. A lot of poetics.
Freaking! Did you see that? Did you see that we uploaded like a teaser to our channel?
No.
Is that what that was today?
I haven't seen it. I saw you put something, but we were talking, so I didn't check it out.
Oh, Joe, why don't you play it on the stream and give us free advertisement?
Oh, what is
Oh,
it?
what the fuck?
Jacques really proud of it because he made it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
It only
I'm proud of everything I
took him
make.
8 months.
I'm proud of everything I make, but like legitimately, like this teaser that you asked me to do at the last minute because I also got distracted that night and forgot to continue. Forgot to hop on it before trying to go to bed. I probably threw together in like 20 minutes.
Distracted.
All right, all of you, shut up! It's teaser time.
I don't.
That's
You
what
don't
I
see.
call him,
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it.
Fucking bitch.
I did keep asking about it.
You're not the only one who kept asking about it.
Oh, you spelled cum wrong. It's C-U-M.
Oh, I should have done it that way. Yeah, you're right. I did spell it wrong.
Come on, Jock. We're the channel that talks. Apparently, we're the gay sex channel. So
Why does Of get its own?
I don't know. I'm not. Jock, explain
I'll
that
do it again in
shit.
20 minutes.
Cool.
Why is your capitalizing so inconsistent?
Yeah, Julian brought that up too, bro. I was like tired as shit, and I was like editing this together.
You could have fixed that.
It was like 7 in the morning. It was 7 in the morning,
I told
and
you
I'm
to
like,
fix that. I told you.
you didn't tell me to fix that.
You
were
should
like,
have
it's
said,
capitalized.
"Well, here you go," instead of "So here you go."
Oh yeah, you're right.
You expect Jacques to grammar properly.
Like, legitimately, I was like, it was like fucking 7 in the morning, and I'm like, fuck, just
Well,
get
whose
this
fault was it
teaser.
that it was
get this
7
teaser
in the
done.
morning?
Go to fucking sleep. I have work in a couple hours.
Why does your logo look like 2 dicks on a controller?
Is shock.
I didn't make that. I didn't make that.
I'm gonna tell the artist of that.
Congratulations, guys! You're
He's
gonna.
probably
Like
gonna be
he
like,
cares.
I don't give a shit. Yeah, he's like, I ain't give a shit. I just like, did you see your other shitty logo? Which our logo was shitty. It was something that Julian threw together.
I literally threw it together in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I did not give a
Yeah.
shit. I did not.
And then I have like a
I'm
shit,
only.
dude.
I'm proud of. I'm proud of the other one. I'm proud of the other. The one I actually.
Yeah, Julian did draw that one, but it's kind of like, it's hard to remove the background for it and stuff because of the gradients. So I was going to use that one.
Whose fault is that?
Um,
I'm on the easy part.
Robert?
I'm telling.
What?
Wow.
What? He was the one that put the gradient back there. You were like, I'll say it was hard to do that, and you were like, whose fault is that? And I'm like, well, the person who put the gradient back.
It's not like you don't know how to. It's not like you don't know how to use Photoshop enough to fucking get rid of it.
I mean, yeah, but I wasn't like I don't have it already done, and I wasn't. And again, I threw that together in 30 minutes. I wasn't about to. I literally threw like green.
Chuck wasn't about to do extra work.
Like, I
than
literally-
what
I
he
literally
can
just-
do in 5 minutes.
I literally just like that logo, like the
It's taken 4
controller
months to
logo.
finally
is
put this
literally,
out.
excuse
Like,
me.
if Jacques has to put in more than 5 minutes of work,
Can
like,
you tease how many episodes it is? How long is it gonna take for you guys to get through
3
Sonic?
episodes?
Oh no, definitely like 4 episodes for sure.
To get
It's
through
like,
all of
it's
Scarlet?
A long. No, we're not even all through all of Scarlet. Like the video that I have is 4 episodes.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, like, we haven't recorded much of it.
We recorded like 4 hours. We recorded like 4 hours.
It was not 4 hours.
Like 2 hours.
It was like 2.
It was.
But Jack, I thought you said you were gonna cut out some of the fluff.
It was. Yeah, that's true. It was hour. It was hour and 30 minutes. So about.
Yeah.
Well,
So like 2 episodes. It's like.
You know, yeah. If what I'm cutting, I'm gonna cut out a bunch of the fluff, like Julian said. So yeah.
Because it's literally just me running around fighting Pokemon and training, and you could literally cut that shit. You could cut that shit out and just keep in whatever funny bits are in it.
2 episodes.
Yeah. If I cut out the fluff, it could easily be 2 episodes. Like, but if I didn't cut out the fluff, it would be like minimum 3. Unless we want like fucking 45-minute episodes.
When we all play Digimon Survivor together again, we'll upload that one too.
Jesus Christ, my throat.
That'll be fun.
Dude, I did like 8 characters that night, and apparently there's a lot more in that game.
There is.
There apparently is. That was one I wanted to do for Game Club because I haven't finished it.
And it's also from what I've been told, it's very, very easy to abandon that game. A lot. Like a whole lot.
To ban anything?
Bad ending because it's a visual novel, so you can like have bad endings.
I mean, we're probably gonna get the bad ending. Remember, I basically flip coined all the decisions.
Jesus
Christ.
Yeah, Jesus.
I do remember
Christ,
that.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna.
But this is part horror for Omni. This is part horror game. This is part horror game, so you should be. Well,
fuck you, Hanako-san.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta redo this part of the mission. I'm trying to finish all of Ghostwire Tokyo's DLC. Or, I say DLC, it was a free update. But, like, I want to get some extra trophies before I stop playing Ghostwire.
You still haven't finished that yet?
I platinum trophied the game yesterday.
Yeah, he's just wrapping things up.
Yeah, there's like 7 or 8 trophies for the DLC. Or the free update, so I'm doing those now. And then, well, I'm doing all but 2 of them, because fuck the other 2, or the last 2 of them.
Okay, what's wrong with them?
One of the things they added was a new game mode that's a roguelike. And the first mission, or trophy, is to beat the roguelike, which is 86 floors that you have to get through. The other one is to do all these side quests during the 86 floors of randomness. So you have to just hope certain things appear and things like that, and it's like, no, fuck that. Like, the estimation for how long it takes is like 80 hours, and I'm like, nah. We're good. I don't care enough.
I care too much, which is why I'm doing these Zodiac weapons.
It's true.
It was Zodiac weapon, and then Julian challenged me. So now I have to do multiple ones of these.
I say it's more.
You got to do at least 3 to beat Julian.
Yeah. So I need to do.
You know what would really? You know what would really show up, Julian? Is if you do all
a big old smooch. I don't know
if I really. You know, really show me if you made all of mine too.
You know, I was thinking about this the other night. Like, with who I am right now, I probably could do all of them. It would just take time. And I really want to finish the Endwalker story. I'm very close to the end. I'm just probably going to wait till the weekend.
Yes, he is, and it's pissing me off.
What? Why?
Because just finish the damn story, and then you can go back and do whatever the fuck you want.
Well, I suck the shit out of my asshole. How about that?
Fuck it, that has nothing to do with you finishing the story.
That's not what your boss said. I talked to your boss, and they said you gotta suck shit on these asshole. Post haste.
Fired.
I only have one boss, and that's me.
I'm about to wrap up this book. I just need to do one more enemy and then the dungeon.
You're gonna be like, I'm about to wrap up this pussy.
Yeah, He's about to wrap it up.
What?
Bus raps.
No.
Well, you gotta wrap it up.
It's like
Jordan.
MTV
That's
raps,
No,
but
that's how you get the clap. You gotta wrap it up.
You would
Oh,
know.
you gotta get the clap.
You would know.
well, that's I guess syphilis is the big one right now in Texas.
Is syphilis spreading in Texas?
It's real bad, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Damn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then in Florida, it's not the STD, it's the what is that disease that people are getting with their hands and their feet turn all dead? The disease hasn't existed for years.
Gangrene?
Oh, the plague?
No.
Like, or is it leprosy?
Leprosy, yeah. Leprosy is popping up in
I haven't
Florida.
heard jack shit about that in Florida.
Hold on.
I
let
live
me make
here.
Sure,
Like,
let me make sure. Yeah, I was about to say, like, you better be careful. Hold on. If I Google
Ugh, like he needs another
leprosy,
excuse to be paranoid about
Florida. Yeah, why is leprosy spreading in Florida? Want to know about recent rise in U.S. cases? Yeah, there's news articles about it.
Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop eating armadillos, bro. What the fuck?
It's so weird. Most people, most people
pet armadillos, but
yeah, just so people are aware that I understand they're like people have a natural immunity to leprosy, and it's sort of like a case by case basis, but it still is pretty weird that it's popping up now.
Then you can look like one of the people in Princess Mononoke with all the rocks on.
I had somebody bring this up before. I'm pretty sure, like I looked it up later, and it's like you can only get leprosy from a armadillo if you eat it. Like just touching it won't give it to you.
So strange, right?
In their nose.
Because armadillos are popular in Texas. If it was just touching armadillos, more people would have it.
Ah, shit. No, Chia. Just because I dropped the damn fucking game doesn't mean you get to sniff it.
Yeah, I had like a drug friend that was like, for some reason, just super adamant. It's like, no, never touch an armadillo, never. And I looked it up, and I just like, but then he started like intensifying and how much you should like never touch one. I'm like, you know what? It's fine. I just won't have to touch one.
You know what? I'm gonna molest an armadillo just to prove you wrong.
Yeah.
Jesus, Shock. How could you do such a thing? That poor armadillo didn't do anything to you.
How can you do without me?
Julie, you know that I harass every single wild animal that I come across. Like I don't know what like
except the one in the mirror.
Jacques like the anti-Steve Irwin.
Yeah, I was like I've been lost since I've
Stu Birkin.
Since I lost my like, other half, bro. Like he's like I was like his evil half, bro. Like I was like
yeah, he had the mustache and everything.
They called me like Steve Black.
This
bro.
bit is awful. Change it. This bit is terrible. It's not even funny. Please let it go.
How do I? Oh, this. These dungeons are so easy to run through, but like the mechanics of opening doors always slows me down.
All right.
A general tip for anybody that's doing this Zodiac weapon hunting: get 2 weapons up to the Atma stage, and then proceed with 1, because you're gonna do a lot of fate farming, and you want to do fates farming with your other weapon, and then when you get the one that you want, switch up to your regular weapon, like the one you actually want to level up. That way you don't waste time for future weapons.
I'm so close, but so far.
Okay, so far, but
because
in the end, it doesn't even matter.
You just need a certain amount of money.
What the fuck?
So
Yo,
unfortunately, I don't have enough money.
Yes, sir.
Do you know who iShow Speed is?
I don't think so.
Okay, well he's like a really popular Twitch streamer.
Okay.
And like he's like I think he was like one of the biggest. No, actually no, he was on Twitch. I think he got kicked off Twitch but he was big when he was on Twitch. Alright, he was the biggest one when he was on Twitch for a while. He's this young black dude. Apparently he's in the hospital. That's the reason I was asking if you knew who he was. I don't know why.
He's not.
Did he eat an armadillo?
Nah, it looked like his eyes swollen. He might have pissed somebody off and they beat his ass.
I mean, that does happen.
Yeah, so
if he was a YouTuber doing like prank stuff, I could believe that. But Also, if he's just a young
He
black man
sucks,
in
though.
America, I can believe that.
Oh, he definitely like scam fans and shit. There's a reason people don't like him.
Oh, then yeah.
Yeah.
If you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember what it was. What he did was he like a company that was going around striking all the videos of like his clips that people put on YouTube. And it was like anything that he like with any of his videos, and it would strike it. And then he was like, I don't know who this company is. Like I don't know who like this I support you guys. I don't know who this company who's striking you is. And then like he said that he was not affiliated with them. But then when YouTube like got mad at him because people were kept like going to YouTube and complaining about how like this was happening, he uploaded a video on his like channel with the least amount of subscribers, and he was like, yeah, y'all, like YouTube told me to tell y'all to stop, talking about like this company, like that's me, like like this company and me, I own a company, whatever, some shit, try to like play it off in this small video on his least subscribed channel on YouTube. And he was literally just like freaking claiming videos like with clips through like a company he owned to get more money from people.
Yeah, it sounds like he was trying to be a con man on the internet.
Yeah, he was a con man.
Okay, so let's see here. I show speed. He sucks though. No, he's sick. He didn't get hit. He's sick.
I mean, he got like a swollen eye or some shit.
You get swollen eyes without actually getting hit.
Yeah, it's called pink eye.
True.
It's a lot faster though if you get hit.
True, but it's just like definitely look like he got punched. But I don't know. Maybe he's just like maybe it becomes some kind of swelling from being sick. I don't know. But I don't really care for the guy that much. Like knowing like what he did. So I don't really. It's whatever.
Can I do this? Oh wow. Okay, you're much easier now.
So we were talking about like opera. We were talking about like opera.
Opera GX.
Earlier. Yeah, and opera. A funny thing. Did you hear about Opera GX's new feature, Omni?
Maybe. What are you?
When you die, like when you die, it'll like replace your history with like much more like what's the word?
Wholesome.
Wholesome history.
I didn't know it replaced it. I thought it just deleted your history. That's
no,
crazy.
It replaced it with more wholesome history, and it determines
know
you died
though.
If you haven't
based
like
off activity.
Yeah, if you haven't gotten on in 14 days, it'll just replace like pretty much you're on porn site. It'll replace all your porn sites in your history with something else.
But then what's gonna happen to my porn if I don't come if I come back to it after 14 days of not having internet?
Yeah, what if I'm just on vacation? Like,
I think you can turn the option off. Yeah.
Yeah, and or you probably be able to adjust it for like longer.
And also, no one would believe I don't look at porn. I don't look at porn.
It's true. Like,
I
you
would
have to at least have some on there. Like,
if you died and you never looked at porn, I'd actually spit on your grave.
Oh, I would just question what kind of shit you were looking at.
What makes you all think? But honestly, we all know that
because
that
clearly
you
must be looking at some really disturbing stuff. If you're just like, no, I look at nothing.
Oh, that means you look
at
everything.
You're looking at some shit, like clearly, or else, you'd be okay with like, oh well, yeah. I mean, I got some porn on there. Like,
I'd be like, oh, he's got a hard drive somewhere. Check his phone.
Yeah. Versus being like, oh yeah, no, then there's all that Gyaru porn, and there's all the, big titty bitches porn. Like, all right,
big titty bitch.
Basic shit.
Hey, I mean, sometimes the basics are nice. I saw a meme, and I don't know how true it is, and if it's true, it makes me sad. It was a meme. I tried to find the meme today again to post it for Omni, but it was like, there are two things in this world that people like, or that men like, but are both extinct, and it was dinosaurs and Gyarus.
Was it Gyaru?
Yeah, I thought they were more I mean, I get the meme. I should probably not question it.
Well, and that's why I'm like, if it's real that Gyarus are extinct, I'm kind of sad, but...
What's a Gyaru exactly?
It's a Japanese girl who... It's like a style in Japan.
Jock,
like
orange.
But it's tan with like big nails and big hair.
You know about Ganguro?
Yeah.
Ganguro is a subset of Gyaru.
Oh, okay.
If that's what's gonna help you, yes.
Orange girl, Jacques. Orange girl.
But they come in all different shapes and sizes. They're not all Ganguro.
Yeah, but
I
They
know what
are
you mean.
all Gyaru.
Like all Gangaro is Gyaru, but not all Gyaru is Gangaro.
Yeah, now you're
Correct.
speaking like a scholar.
Did that old man just fucking just
But,
randomly roid up like Master Roshi? The
But
fuck?
I'm like, of course every dude loves Gyaru. Like, why would you not?
Man,
Alright,
these
game,
things are trying so hard to kill me.
I don't ask you for much. I just need some money, game.
Excuse me.
Nice.
But shit. What the fuck, Mama? Why are you on all fours? Vice, why did you get down on all fours just now? Vice, why'd you do that?
What are you playing?
King of Fighters. King of Fighters.
Like, why are you on all fours?
Why did she get down on all fours? It's so weird.
Maybe she wants to have some fun.
Well, it is a dead woman. It is a dead ghost woman. So who cares?
Yeah.
Wow.
To hell with her.
Fuck ghost women.
Well, she also worships a snake deity. She also worships an evil snake deity bent
I got
on
a snake
destroying
deity
humanity.
she can worship.
That's a good one.
So there is that.
You know, there was a whole hentai about a snake deity for a penis.
Oh yeah, I read. Oh yeah,
Damn
I
it.
was talking with someone earlier, and they're like, oh my gosh, this weird dried root looks like something out of tentacle porn. And I said, what? You never heard of a tentacle porn that it's like a hydrated dried root that actually turns out to be some kind of demon yokai thing? And I'm like, wait a minute, I need to write this down and see if someone's made this already or not.
God damn these frogs.
So I've been reading some different mangas, and there was one I was actually really enjoying, and I need to see if the light novel was translated. But it's about this. It's just a normal fantasy world, not an isekai. But it's about this girl that works as a guild receptionist, like for an adventurers guild, because it just provides an easy life. Like you get.
I know which one you're talking about immediately.
Oh, interesting. Because yeah, it's like it provides her a nice stable life of income, but it gets very busy whenever dungeons are about to be cleared because the monsters all dissipate and stuff like that. So. Like adventurers want to get in and get stuff before the boss is taken down. So she ends up having to work overtime, and she's like, "Fuck this shit," and we'll go in, and if the boss is taking too long to get killed, she'll go in herself and just kill the fucking boss because it means that the overtime will stop.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. I think I read the first couple chapters of that one.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, I very much enjoy... I feel her pain. Like, because it's like she just wants to do shit to avoid overtime work. And, like, there's this moment where this guy goes on a rampage in the fucking city and destroys, like, knocks a giant hole in her house. She's like, you motherfucker. I have a 30-year mortgage on that shit. Like, and you just fucking knocked a hole in it. Fuck you. So she beat the shit out of him. And it's just like, yeah, I feel for her. Like, these are very good motivations. I can understand this motivation. But I also like what they do with her because they do evolve that motivation a bit more. They do some really good stuff, and I'm enjoying where the manga's at, but it's at the same time, like, it left me off on a cliffhanger, and I don't know when the next chapter of the manga is coming out, so. But it is really fun and enjoyable.
I might pick it back up. It seemed fine, but there was like other stuff I was reading.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh,
like it's not like
the
best thing ever. It's just kind of a neat concept for a series and very human motivations. To just be like, no, fuck it. It's just because I don't want to work overtime. Why am I not an adventurer? Because that shit's an unstable job where you can just die. and you don't make that great of money compared to just I work at a guild, I go home at regular hours, I get paid decent wage.
I mean, it's fair.
You can take out loans because the bank knows that you have a stable income and things like that. It's like, yeah.
All right, one more dungeon and I'll have my 7th book done.
Ooh, how many more books you got?
2 more books.
See, you're almost done.
I am almost done. Man, it is. I don't want to do the dungeons. Okay.
Julian and Bobby sitting there like, don't do it. Like, you're fine.
Yeah, I've made my decision.
They just didn't believe in you.
I know.
You haven't even gotten to the worst part of it yet. You haven't got to the part where it makes
Doubters. From everything I've heard, the books are the worst part. And I'm rich, so I'm not worried about the spending money later.
Rich, bitch, I'm a real big timer.
The controller just barked at me.
Hot.
I just kicked a woman who loved me in the face.
Well, relationships are hard.
I mean, that is true.
Well, the character I'm playing is too stupid to realize that she had a crush on him.
What? Ask me about what?
He said relationships are hard, and I'm like, yeah, you can ask Shock. You're the only one of us here currently in a relationship.
I suppose, yeah.
Plus, you also got so upset at me and you got so upset at me and Omni last week for our jokes. I forgot to tell Julian about that off stream because he left so early. but yeah,
Jack, you got so mad.
What did y'all do?
Nothing.
Honestly, it was nothing, but Jacques got so upset at it.
Yeah, we're just fucking with him about.
I made a comment that I probably shouldn't have made about something my girlfriend did, and it seemed like I was blaming her for something, and you were like, "Oh, you're blaming her."
You were.
This.
You were citing. I think you were siding with your friend instead of her.
Yeah, you chose the wrong side.
And then I was like, oh my.
And we pointed out
I started feeling bad, and they would not stop talking about it. I was like, oh man, that's like honestly, it does sound. And then they would not stop talking about. Okay, guys, you know what? Shut up, bro. I don't need to get with her.
We're not seeing.
You were like, oh, she's gonna get all angry at us or at me, and I'm like, she ain't gonna get angry at you. Like, she knows we're joking, but Jacques was like so serious that he was gonna get in trouble with her.
Yeah. What was it? You didn't like her hamburgers or something?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Like, according to him, when he went to take his nap, decisions were made that made the pizza not as good as it could have been.
Where did this dude
should have been.
Get your stupid ass over here.
And that's why the pizza he made with his friends was better than the one with Kate.
Your game sounds like hentai.
Because Kate made a pizza for him.
I'm fighting my Shiranui, so that should tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah, all I heard was I was like, damn.
And that sounds about right for my Shiranui.
More like my shake some boobies. Am I right?
I mean, hey, what sells? Made me buy the game. Be honest, if my Shiranui wasn't in the game, people wouldn't buy it.
I mean, that's why. That's why nobody got King of Fighters 11.
Yeah.
Also because
my Shiranui isn't in the game. People should be asking, "Where is my Shiranui?"
When Mai's not in the game, people should be asking, "Where's Mai?"
Makes sense.
Well, apparently there was one game where you had to it's like you had to do this mission mode where you played as Mai, but she only had one hit left. And you had to defeat every single one of the female fighters in the game.
Fuck that shit.
If you wanted Mai Shiranui bad enough, you wouldn't have said fuck that shit. I guess they're like, you want Mai that bad, everybody? You gotta fucking put in the work. It's like, damn.
You gotta work, bitch.
It's like, damn. That's fucked up.
You that thirsty? You're gonna get good, son.
I keep getting countered.
Counter.
Let's be real here.
I have no fucking idea what I'm not doing. I'm just mashing buttons and hoping it works.
That's fair.
What am I?
Yeah, that's another book done.
Oh, I'm only at 25,000.
Hey, I did it.
Shit, I've already used up all my easy sources of money in this game.
Bonus.
All right, 2 more books.
A little bit more, and then I can stop playing the game for right now.
No, you can't. You can never stop playing.
'Cause I need to finish this because then I can delete it off and download Control.
More donut. Black and Nibiru.
Oh shit!
It's not here. Okay. So then, is there a leave for me to do? Yep. Get off our lake.
And we'll find out with Control whether I can be, 4 for 4 on Platinum trophies?
I should go back and finish the Final Fantasy II trophy.
It's
Okay,
really
someday.
simple.
Well, for me, it's a little harder. It's more tedious.
She's a bitch.
Because my last 2 trophies have to do with farming Pandemonium, and I can't turn off random encounters. I'm strong enough that I can survive it.
If you're farming, you can't turn off random encounters anyway.
Yeah, because I need that final one. But there's also another one for see all the enemies. I have to go to a corner of one of the rooms that I was like, I've thoroughly searched this place so well. There can't be anything in that one corner. And apparently there's a boss chest in that corner. So I'm stupid.
Great.
Sounds like a you problem, sweetheart.
It is a me problem. I'm all dumb and shit.
It's kind of entertaining. Alright, cool. I finally was able to get enough money.
Get off our lake.
And I can delete Ghostwire Tokyo off the main PS5 storage, put it on the external hard drive, download a Control.
Man, I was waiting for Good to Be Bud to drop for 2 hours the other night, and look, it's right there now.
See, this is why I don't want to end. This is exactly why I don't do this fucking shit.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, he's gonna do it for every weapon in the game, Julian.
Let's not put the horse
every weapon in the game.
I don't even have. You know what honestly would make this really tedious and difficult is if you don't have level 80, 90 classes when you do it. If you have to do it at exactly the level, I can't imagine doing it base game. Bobby probably did. Kudos to him if he did.
Oh my god, this man is the sexiest person on the planet.
Thanks.
Not you.
Oh.
Damn.
Damn, why you gonna do on me like that, bro?
He is not Antonov.
I could be.
Nah.
I could be any top you need. You gotta be any top you need. Alright, I'll stop.
God, he's huge, he's sexy, and he cries at dog movies.
Okay, now I can leave. Go do other shit. I hate these leaves where I have to wait a certain amount of time for it to finish.
Cope. Seeds.
Gigas Bicus.
Yeah, you do have a lot of cope, Julian.
Copium.
Get that premium copium. Alright. Let's see. Could play more Ghostwire Tokyo, but I think I've gotten enough of the trophies.
Where is Gigas Bicus? Or Biku, whatever.
Gigas Bigus.
Yeah.
Sounds like a porn name.
It does. I don't know how to pronounce that. Bikus? Hipkus? I don't know how to pronounce it.
I am Gigas Bigus.
Gigas, it's Bikkhu. Biku? Gigas Biku? Bihiku? Vehicular manslaughter?
Shut up.
That sounds alright.
Alright, now I gotta go to the other one. What was it? Keep going. No, more donut. I need the 5th cohort, Haplamachi. Remember the critic? Hachimachi.
No,
You remember that cartoon, The Critic?
never watched it.
Oh, it's very funny. Well, it used to be very funny. I don't know if it holds up.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, can I get this done in 2 minutes so I can be super what's the word? Where you're like you make the most of your time?
Efficient?
Efficient, yes.
Did you really forget the definition of efficient, man?
I have 100 million words.
I was gonna say he didn't forget the definition of efficient. He forgot the word efficient.
Yeah, which is not very efficient if I'm trying to speak on stream.
Fuck you.
My God, the Jacques syndrome is evolving. It's through the airlines.
It's in the air now.
Alright, so now what I want to do is let's delete off the Ghostwire Tokyo that is currently...
There you are.
Alright, I guess I can't delete off the Ghostwire Tokyo that's over there. I don't know how this works.
I was also waiting for Among Giants for the longest time, and that one popped up. Well, not as long as Good to Be Bud.
It's Among Giants sounds like a baseball movie or something like that.
Kevin Costner is Among Giants.
Oh, so yeah, I mentioned we were gonna talk about Game Club. Yeah, I did get to go see my double feature of Haunted Mansion and Indiana Jones: Dial of Destiny. Which, Indiana Jones actually not that bad of a movie. Not great. It's not comparable at all to the first 3 movies, but my God, it is so much better than Crystal Skull. Like,
not like it's a hard act to follow. It's not like it's a hard act to follow.
I know, but like it's at least better than that. But at the same time, like, nah, it's not a spectacular movie. Like the female lead, I really had a lot of issues with her character through like 90% of the movie. Because she's just kind of a bitch. I feel like there was something they could have done with her, because they try to have her, like, you know, call out Indiana, like Indy on stuff, like she calls him like a grave robber and stuff, like a glorified grave robber, because he takes things and puts things in a museum, and I'm like, you can call him out on that, but you're calling him out on that as a person that sells shit that's robbed from graves on the black market as your money source. Yeah. So I'm like, you're not, like...
Can you say...
You're not on a high horse, like...
Can you say hypocrite?
Yeah, like, at least him putting it in a museum is better. Like, I feel like if they had her character, like, you know, trying to get things back to their, like, local museums, you know, like in these other countries, she'd have the ability to, call him that without being like, no? Like,
I have
it
a
would
question.
make sense, but...
I have a question about the movie, and I don't think it's a spoiler, but it'd be a really cool Easter egg. And for people that don't know it, I'll explain it. But by any chance, does Indy lose an eye by the end of the movie?
No.
No? Okay. For anybody that doesn't know, there used to be like a young Indiana Jones show. And the way that it started was these 2 kids would go to a museum, and Indy showed up, like a very old Indiana Jones showed up, but he had an eye patch, and so a big mystery was like, whoa, what happened to Indiana that he lost an eye? And I was wondering if they explained that in the movie, like made it canon.
No, it's not canon now.
No, that would have been interesting.
Yeah, that would have been really cool.
But yeah, like overall, the movie was, like I said, better than Crystal Skull, but unless you're really just wanting to see another Indiana Jones movie, you're okay skipping it. Like, the way I saw it was the last... I figured it's the last time I'm going to see an Indiana Jones movie in the big screen on a theater. You know, like, I wanted to have that experience one last time. I never expected it to be as good as the original trilogy, just because Harrison Ford is just so much older now. He can't do the things he could before.
The fact that they
So
even rely on Harrison Ford to do any of this still is ridiculous.
Those movies
Yeah.
hold up still too. I have a theater nearby that does
first three
those.
movies are just like amazing.
They do like those double features where you can go and watch the movies. And I saw Indiana Jones and Home Alone. I think it was. This was like years
It's
ago.
an interesting combo.
Yeah,
that's
it might not have been Home Alone, but I can't remember. It wasn't the first.
I mean,
It
they're
wasn't.
both, no, I was gonna say they're both.
Well, they show
80s,
Indiana
but
Jones right before a
90s.
Christmas movie.
It was probably Christmas time.
Little did you know, Indiana Jones was a Christmas movie.
No, it's not. Shut the fuck up.
It belongs in a museum. It belongs on Christmas.
None of the movies happen around fucking
Indiana
Christmas.
Jones and the like, fucking helm of Santa.
Neither did freaking like Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer, but that's still a Christmas movie.
Yeah, Kali Ma is.
It starts on Christmas, bitch.
Is Hindi for Merry Christmas.
Grandma
You know
Got
that.
Ran Over by a
you didn't
Reindeer
know that?
starts on Christmas.
I don't know, but it doesn't take place on Christmas.
That
That can't be right.
It's just like it takes place.
It takes place
in the
on
summer.
Christmas Eve.
No,
It
Josh.
starts
Whenever
on-
Run over by a reindeer on
Josh,
Christmas
whenever
Eve.
you're
Yeah.
called out like that, you can't. You just have to say that can't be right.
Like you're actually just wrong on that one, Josh.
It starts.
No.
It's how the song starts.
But the primary part of the movie takes place in the summer.
But Grandma got killed on Christmas Eve. Like the whole premise of the movie is
Okay, she didn't
what
fucking
happened.
I don't think that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right.
She didn't fucking die, bro.
In the song, she very much did. Like, have you
That
ever
can't
listened
be
to the
right.
song? She fucking died.
I just
Like
heard
it talks
the song.
about it talks about Grandpa moved on and everything else. Like,
Jesus,
Yeah.
I never heard like the full actual song. I just
Yeah,
saw the movie.
Grandpa moved on in that
there's
movie.
there's a really dark Christmas song that I very much love ever since I first heard it.
It's not the Christmas.
It's called Something's in the Chimney, and it's about this little girl being like, something's in the chimney and we don't know what it is, but it's been there since Christmas.
Oh.
And like as the song goes on, she starts talking about like it smells kind of rotten and everything else.
God, what the fuck?
And then like at the end, it's like Christmas Eve, and she's like, "I wonder if Santa will show up." And my brother says he's already here, and I fucking love
Jesus
it.
Christ, dude.
It's such a dark song, but I fucking love it. But Haunted Mansion, fantastic movie. Very much loved it. I think every actor just knocked it out of the park in that all-star roster. Very good movie. Weirdly, it also takes some cues from fucking the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion. Like, there are references to that. There's references to the ride. There's references to, like, old themes of the ride. There's all kinds of, like, Easter eggs and everything else. But it's also just a very good, like, comedy action movie. Like, it just, I don't know, it was very entertaining. It was also nice to see them do a little bit of practical effects with Jared Leto as the Hatbox Ghost.
Jared Leto's in the Haunted Mansion?
Yeah,
He's
he's
the
the
Hatbox
main
Ghost?
villain. Yep, he's the main villain.
Ghost is the main villain?
He is
Yeah.
a villain.
Okay, now I have to see this movie.
Jared Leto's in it. What's her face? The chick that Julian will probably. Yeah, she was in Glee. That's where a lot of people know her from.
Wait, is
she
it,
was
is it
also-
the main character from Glee or the old
No,
woman
she
from
was
Glee?
the older woman, like the kind of rough one. She's also in like Wreck-It Ralph as the commander.
Oh,
chick or
that
whatever.
lady. Oh, that lady.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. but I forget her
She's
name.
Madame Leota in the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you've
She's
also
funny.
got like Owen Wilson in there as like one of the main characters. Danny DeVito is one of the main characters.
By any chance, is Paul Rudd in the movie?
No.
I was gonna say that's
Not that I
probably
know
the first time that her and him have been in a movie since Role Models.
But like such a great cast. Because let me pull up the cast real quick.
Should I help these people do this? I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, Lakeith Stanfield did a great job as the main character. Tiffany Haddish was also just entertaining as shit.
What is the movie about? I've never been on the ride, and I don't know anything about it.
So the movie is essentially about a woman that named Gabby and her son. Let me pull up the son's name as well. Travis. That she buys this house in New Orleans to turn into a bed and breakfast, and kind of to raise her son and start a new life. Like as a single mother. And she figures her son's kind of like an introvert, so she figures by having a bed and breakfast, like he can meet people and stuff like that, and maybe come out of a shell. Plus, it also will provide, stability and stuff like that. So she buys this house.
Oh, can we finish this in 2 seconds?
And the house is fucking haunted. So she asks a local priest to perform an exorcism, which that priest is Owen Wilson.
Hey, Jesus be with you.
Bro, one of the actual lines in the movie is just like, Owen Wilson's just like, we need to do a prayer. Hey God, give us a break. Like,
God,
come on, man.
Be chill, bro. Be cool.
We've been through enough here.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Dear
like, oh
God,
my God.
WTF.
But yeah, after he kind of runs into issues, he asks Ben Mathias,
Ben Kenobi,
who's the main character really of the movie, to come in. He was an astrophysicist and things like that, and actually developed a camera lens that could take pictures of ghosts and stuff like that, so that they could see the unseen. But after his wife's tragic passing, like, he kind of is just depressed and dealing with the fact of the death of his wife, and doesn't want anything to do with the supernatural and the paranormal, but gets dragged into this and has to help solve this mystery, along with the help of a psychic medium played by Tiffany Haddish, and a historian on New Orleans history, which is Danny DeVito.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that group has to figure out what's going on with the house so that they can cleanse it, and the reason they're invested in this now is once you step foot in the house, you're cursed. Like, you're going to be followed by ghosts, and they're going to keep just attacking you and haunting you and fucking with you until you go back to the house. So you can't leave until they clear up this curse. And that's the whole premise of the movie. It is really, honestly, a very good movie.
Julian, are you gonna watch it?
Of course I'm gonna go see it.
Oh, the woman I was talking about from Adam Lee, Jamie Lee Curtis. That's her name.
Oh, that's a different woman.
That's a different woman. But I can see how you get
she
confused.
Yeah, I thought she...
No,
I've never
I
watched
think you were thinking of Jane
Lee.
Lynch.
Jane Lynch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's her name. Yeah, Jane Lynch.
Oh, they look similar to me. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
No.
Jamie Lee Curtis is way hotter than Jane Lynch.
Yeah, they both look pretty much the same, and they both have the same haircut.
That's racist.
Because Jamie Lee
Somehow,
Curtis is,
some way, that's racist.
Jamie Lee Curtis is aging
No. All older white women look the same.
That's racist. How dare you?
But yeah, like, very, very good movie. Also, while watching those movies, I got to see a trailer for a movie that it might be the next movie I go see in theaters. It's called A Haunting in Venice. Very good looking movie. Oh my God.
Familiar?
I don't know.
That's not
maybe
the Dracula movie, is it?
No.
Wait, what's the title of it again?
The Last Voyage of the Ordin or something. A Haunting in Venice.
Oh.
So, A Haunting in Venice is about a detective that's hired by this woman. Like, she's gonna be going to a seance because she wants to, like,
Oh, that's the
speak to her
Poirot
dead-
movie.
Yes.
That's the Jane Austen movie. Yeah. I'll see that. Yeah.
I'm surprised you're gonna go watch a fucking horror movie.
Well, it's not really a horror movie. It's a.
Oh, it is. Like, have you seen the trailers?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a horror. It's got like horror elements, but it's not a.
Yeah, where he's
horror
trying
movie.
to disprove that this person got killed by a ghost because he's like, no, one of you all is a fucking murderer.
Yeah. No, I'm from. Did you watch the? I was about to say Train to Busan. Holy shit. Murder on the Orient Express or Death on the Nile. They're all part of the same series.
Are they on any streaming service?
I believe they're on Amazon Prime. I could be wrong. Yeah.
Because like this one, I saw the trailers. And I'm like, damn! I actually really am curious about this movie.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Yeah, I love it. I'll spoil. It's not really a spoiler, but one of my favorite character moments from the Murder on the Orient Express, because it takes place. Oh, there it is. Finally, the fate popped up. Because it's like the early 1900s, late 1800s, and so they don't have TVs or what. So the camera pans to him, and he's reading A Tale of Two Cities. And he's just laughing his ass off, like it's like he's at like a Def Comedy Jam or something. And it's like, oh yeah, they laughed as hard as we do, but at different things. I was like, oh, that's so charming and funny. I really like that.
I'm guessing it's the 2017 one.
Yeah. I've seen several of the adaptations.
Unfortunately, neither one is actually on Amazon. Like they're on here, but they're not part of Prime.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought they were.
Yeah, like you can rent or buy.
Maybe they're somewhere else. Oh, I sent you that website a while ago. Like how I remember when I was doing all my Cyberpunk stuff, how to find movies where they're streaming. I could look that up when I'm done with this Fate.
Okay, because I'm curious about them. Like now that I know that there's more about them, because that honestly looked really good to me.
Yeah, I liked it.
Might have been one of the few times I've actually read the book before I saw the movie.
Did you read it in high school or did you read it after high school?
I just read it on my own. We never read shit.
I know, like Murder on the Orient Express is like an old ass movie, or like the original one.
Yeah, it's
Amazon also has the 1974 Murder on the Orient Express.
That one has a more, I think, accurate portrayal of Poirot in terms of his looks, because the newer one is Eric, not Eric Bana, Kenneth Branagh, and he's very handsome and very tall, and Poirot is kind of chubby and of stature, and he's got like a funny little mustache.
Because like in the books, it's like
the movie overall.
Yeah, because in the books, it's like I don't fight, I use my brain. In the movie, for some reason, they decided to add action sequence.
Yeah, they're not too heavy.
Well, not too bad, but it's like
I may not be able to watch those, but I can watch Agatha Christie's Poirot.
Yes,
there's an entire
that's like a.
It's like a 13 episodes or 13 season.
Good lord, this man is
series apparently.
No!
I can't watch all of it, apparently.
We were so entranced in the conversation. I forgot to swap to my right weapon, so I did the fate that I needed, but with the wrong weapon. Son of a bitch! I gotta wait for it to pop up again.
Wait, season. Okay, what season can I stop at? Or go ahead, stop at.
All right, let's go to another area.
Season 13.
Let's go to oh, that's an easy one. Western Lancashire.
So I can watch that season 13, but I can't watch the other season 13. Fuck. But thankfully I have BritBox, so I can watch all of the series. Because for Prime Day or whatever, they were doing 99 cents for the first 2 months for BritBox. I was like, yeah, sure. Which, by the way, Omni, if you like murder mystery type stuff, it's Summer Murders. Very
Summer Murders.
Yeah. It's Midsomer. It's pronounced Midsummer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Very good British murder mystery series. Highly recommend it. Like, my family's been watching it ever since we found it on PBS.
Is it an older series that they're just re-releasing, or is it something new?
So it started in 1998, and it is still currently going.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Oh god.
But yeah, like it took a little bit off because of COVID, but like it's still going strong, and it's kind of entertaining because like it's about Barnaby is the name of the inspector, like his last name. It's Inspector Barnaby.
Why does that sound familiar to me?
And like eventually they replace the inspector, and it's with like his cousin, so he's still Inspector Barnaby. And I'm just like, I fucking love that. It's like, yeah, totally different dude, but still same DCI Barnaby. It's based off of a book series, but
that might be where I heard of it before. There was a time in my like early to mid 20s where I was super into murder mystery novels.
what the fuck is Gortimer Gibbons' life on Normal Street?
Is it? Do I need the North Tide Gate or? Yep. I need to do this one. Well, it took me a while to get that other one to pop up, but this one is coming up immediately. So that's just the luck in the Zodiac weapon farms.
Yep.
Make sure to switch to Dragoon this time.
Father Brown. What the fuck is Father Brown? It's about a crime-solving Catholic priest. Sure, I'll check that out.
That sounds like you know what? I would, if that was on like Hallmark Channel or something and I still had TV, I would watch that, honestly.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Is it? Oh, I mean, like, if you, well, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
If it was on Hallmark Channel,
it's on BritBox, but
well, yeah, I was gonna say, because there's probably better options on Amazon Prime that I'll watch before that. But if it was like on Hallmark and I was flipping through channels, I'd probably watch it.
Why am I in this game?
What is Agatha Christie's Marple?
Marble or Mabel?
It is Marple. M-A-R-P-L-E.
You know, it's kind of an open secret that
it looks like British Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah, that seems about right. Agatha Christie kind of hated Poirot near the end of her like writing career because she made him kind of like an oaf, and she wanted to kill him off, but he was too popular. She was very much a feminist and a women's rights activist, so she wanted to have more female stars, but Poirot was too popular.
Mr. Wong in Chinatown. That just sounds incredibly racist.
It feels racist.
It's from the 1930s.
Am I still at this level? Okay. Oh, God.
Oh, there's a different Death on the Nile.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 of them.
This one's from 78. That one's free. Because it's on Freebie.
Freebie has ads, and Papa Jam doesn't play with ads. Unless it's for that Weird Al movie. In which case, I watched ads for that.
God.
Still need to see that.
It's free. With ads.
You know what's free and popped up on my Netflix the other day?
Netflix isn't free.
Not Netflix, fucking YouTube.
Oh, what?
Kung Pao.
Is it free right now?
You know what pisses me off about it being free? Was while I was at work, and there was one night where I was allowed to like just listen to music and stuff all night, like while working. I was looking for Kung Pao because I'm like, I'm just gonna listen to the audio for Kung Pao. I can imagine the scenes in my head. I've seen this movie enough. Like, I just want to listen to the audio. And that shit was nowhere on YouTube. Like, they had, like, illegal uploads with no audio and shit like that.
What was nowhere on YouTube?
Kung Pao was not on YouTube. Like, 2 days later, it's, like, free on YouTube? Fuck you. Like, you weren't there when I needed you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I had to download Amazon Prime onto my phone, and then download the fucking...
Jesus Christ!
The movie from Amazon, because I've already purchased it on Amazon. I already own a digital copy. But then Amazon Prime froze up my phone, so I couldn't even do that. And it like rebooted my phone 3 times.
Oh,
that was
dear.
fun. Anytime I opened Amazon Prime, my phone rebooted.
Where's my bird? Did it die?
I am in trouble.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
Alright, Control, can you now download? Yeah. Alright, let's get Control downloading. And eventually, whenever we do Alan Wake, we could be like, ah, okay, that's how this goes together.
Does health recover while every time he kills my dudes? Oh, that sucks.
My dude?
That's what happens, my dude.
My dude?
Yeah, my dude.
My dude? Julian, why is it that more people on 14 don't use stun?
Huh?
Stun is so powerful.
Because they're not
tanks. I don't see
tanks.
enough people use stun.
Because they're not tanks.
Physical DPS has me stun.
Yeah, because they're not tanks.
Why don't they use it?
Because they're
tanks
stupid.
also have stun. Yeah, they should use it more.
I don't understand. I don't. You know, I can't pretend like I understand half of the people who play this game and why they don't do things the right way.
Well, you should. You're the expert. They call you whenever they're making any patches.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. That's what they told me.
I thought that's what was going on.
They called me whenever they needed patches. They would make it where I just press one button as a warrior and everything explodes.
No, that would break game balance.
I don't care about game balance. I want to win. I want to do what I want. Or they at least let me give my character fucking nipples.
Why do you need nipples?
Because people have nipples on me.
For immersion! I need nipples.
I need full genitalia for immersion. How else do I know how my character pees?
Yeah. How are they lactating without nipples? You ever think about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. How are they breastfeeding their young? Are they all tubed like tube babies? Huh?
People don't even have belly buttons in this fucking game. How can they exist without belly buttons? They were born.
They're all made from. Everybody's made from ether in Eorzea. Nobody has sex.
Ether they're made. Ether they return.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Fuck! Ah! I'm getting my ass handed back to me right now.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I expected that much too, to be honest. Because it's the final boss, and it's a KOF game, so, KOF final boss syndrome.
I don't know if this game is still on sale, but, Faerun, if anyone's never played that, it's a really fun game. I didn't realize it was on PlayStation Network now. And assumingly other consoles. I thought this was, on the 3DS exclusively. So I just was like, yep, I only have it on my 3DS.
What did you say? What is that game?
There's the game Faerun.
I have Faerun on my Switch. I finished it.
Yeah, I didn't know it was on other consoles. I had it on the 3DS. I beat it on the 3DS back in the day.
Yeah.
And then I found out that it was $4.99 on PS4 for Faerun, Faerun 2, Faerun Origin, and Faerun Blast. And I'm like, okay. I thought I had just lost the opportunity to play Faerun 2, so I thought it was a fun little indie budget title.
Oh god!
And definitely worth $5. I think it's 10 normally, and it's that's very much worth it just for Faerun 1 and 2.
Oh wait, no, there it goes, and I'm dead.
All right, once Control 2 downloads, I'll download Titanfall, I guess. That way, I have all the game for this month and next month downloaded and ready to go.
It's there! Oh my god! The fate that I need, I just teleported here, and it's there. I'm good. I'm on my way.
And watch it immediately stop as you get there.
Yeah, there's 7 minutes left, and there's no progress on it, so nobody's doing it right now.
Okay.
I've been in situations where I would yell in the server, I'd be like, "No, don't finish that fate. Let me come join you.
Don't kill that boss!" And immediately they kill it.
Yeah, I've been very lucky so far. People are very nice in Eorzea, but they have every opportunity to fuck with me.
You mean the people who kill Odin? You mean you randomly have Odin
I'm about
spawn
to end
and
this
no
man's
one
entire career.
starts the fucking fight, and lets people actually team up before they start it?
Yeah, our tanks were so bad that one night. I don't know why.
So is it weird that part of me wants to go out to Disney to watch a 98 Degrees concert?
Yes.
I don't know any 98 degree songs.
Yes, they're all old. They're all like fucking old.
I mean, but it's 98 degrees.
It's always 98 degrees in Florida.
Shut up, Julian. Stop being funny.
I thought about getting like, when I was gonna invite Bobby and out to the parks, being like, I don't know what temperature it's gonna be that day, but I know it's at least gonna be 98 degrees.
And then everybody cheers.
But,
Boo!
I mean, I can go watch the Baja Men.
They still
concert.
exist.
Yeah, they got their one song.
What is the song they're famous for? Don't come over here, Slipseed.
Who let
Mind
the
your
dogs
business.
out?
That's the song they're famous for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, what song?
That's a
Who
weird
let the
song.
Who let the dogs out?
What you just said.
Who let the dogs out? That's the Baja. Wait, who is that?
Yeah, that's why I was saying I could go see the Baja Men.
No, unless you watch Chalk Zone, and then they have a song where they sing the lime and the coconut.
I thought we were still talking about 98 degrees.
I mean, 98 degrees. Let me see if I can pull up because it's been a while since I've heard any 98 degrees songs. I'm not gonna lie.
The only 98 degree song I remember is them working with Stevie Wonder on the Mulan soundtrack. That's it. That's the only song I can remember of theirs.
Yeah, didn't they do True to Your Heart?
Yes.
Yeah.
They worked on a version of True to Your Heart with fucking Stevie Wonder.
It's actually a really good version of True to Your Heart. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but that's the only thing I remember.
I mean, they got what is it?
Yeah.
Eight
I think
top
it's
40 singles.
I think it's the song that starts with "You're my sunshine after the rain."
Yeah.
That one.
I do cherish you.
And then there was apparently one song. Thing,
Because of You.
Oh, this is so lucky. They're all right here.
They did Thank God I Found You with Mariah Carey.
Oh shit! Ah! Fucking die! Take this overhead! Yeah, I won! Okay. But that's it. And, fucking there was this one song where they were like, fantasizing marrying the same woman or some shit? Like, weirdos? Like, super weird?
I wouldn't say that's weird, because Scott and I always fantasize about marrying Tifa's feet.
That's true.
It's just something that happens.
Hey, you guys, did you know I'm in King of Fighters?
Yeah,
there's some random black reporter guy with glasses. That's clearly me.
Oh, I can also go watch Boys to Men in concert.
Way cooler than you.
Boys to Men, dibbity.
All he does is just report. All he's doing is reporting a fighting tournament, and a random guy.
Yeah, but he's like cooler than you. I can already see it.
I mean,
are any of you
hard.
guys gonna get Street Fighter 6 at some point?
I have it.
Eventually I'll get it.
When I stop being broke.
We've talked about it.
I played a lot of it in June. I stopped since I got really into Final Fantasy 16.
And I wanted to.
I just said I'm gonna get it eventually.
Eventually, when no one
6
cares.
years from now,
when the
I'll
DLC
get it
is all
eventually.
out, no one cares.
Are you guys gonna watch Evo or any of it?
It's not my thing.
I'm probably not gonna really watch it this year. I don't know.
I'm
not gonna watch it.
I saw where the one.
I don't really have any games that I want to see.
Although I couldn't actually watch the
fucking
video that you posted, Omni, about the Chun-Li new mod. Like Chun-Li
did you see that? That was so funny.
I can't watch it because fucking Elon's piece of shit site. You can't watch any videos of tweets or anything if you're not logged in.
And did you delete your account?
Yeah.
I deleted Twitter in general.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you're not missed though. Do you want me to just explain it? I mean, you can probably find it somewhere else.
I saw where you mentioned some dude just forgot that he had Chun-Li nude mod still on.
Yeah, so the way the tournaments are hosted in Street Fighter 6 is because the netcode is so good, and people just do online tournaments all the time. So two people will join a room, and a third person will join the room, and the third person is the one that's hosting the tournament. So they'll just show what's on their screen. So the host of the tournament had the mod downloaded and active, so that when he played it, when he joined the room, it added the
showed,
costume to
yeah.
Chun-Li, and they did it on stream. So like there was a good like 7-8 seconds where there's just a new Chun-Li on Twitch.
Oh,
God.
The big
Great.
controversy that I saw was that some media outlet picked it up, and they were like the player had the mod, and they named the player by name, and the dude went off on them on Twitter. He's like, "Dude, that was not me. You named me. I did not have that mod. You guys need to do your research." And they like retracted the article like immediately. But that was the big controversy I saw, other than the fact,
yeah, it was,
Yeah.
it was a
funny.
nude mod.
I mean, at least he had taste. Was Chun-Li.
I've searched Nexus mods. I don't have it on PC, but I was curious what kind of things they already put. There's some cool costumes, but I think there's better nude option. There's better options for nude models than just straight up nude Chun-Li. The real.
I mean, nude jury can't be beat, but
Well, you need her nude.
Oh.
You already can see her feet. That's all that matters, apparently.
Well, they
Bro,
need to release the feet mod where she's just a
I
giant her
know-
foot.
what is it? Art Germ did like a cover for Street Fighter 6 that's just like jury. It's like jury's feet.
Yeah, if you unlock the art in arcade mode for 5 and 6, there are some outrageous pieces of art they put in game. It's insane. I'm stretching. Oh,
Might pull something.
my back.
Are you all right?
So good.
Oh,
He's
my
stretching.
God.
He's
Good.
stretching, you guys. Calm down.
Oh,
It's gonna pull something.
When people stretch, they tend to, like there's a sensation.
Tends to be like sex.
yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to make the chat horny. So.
I mean, you always make me horny.
I like that mount. It's a shark.
Julian's always horny in general, so
It's like
I mean,
an
like,
ice shark. What is that mount?
It's
That's so
true.
cool.
I
No,
don't
wanna
need
see
to hear that
mount.
from you, either of you two.
When is? Well, I'm not the one that was, horny and decided to do that instead of editing, but
that's not what I was doing.
uh huh. When you were distracted.
Let's play a game I know less about. Fucking virtual
I was
fighting.
talking to people on Discord about that issue I was talking to you about earlier.
Awfully
I don't know.
convenient.
I am
You
not
wouldn't say
Awfully
distracted if you were
convenient.
like that. Like if it was just that, you wouldn't be like I was distracted. You'd just be like I was dealing with some things.
Okay, well,
Distracted means
distracted. The distracted part.
distracted.
The distracted part came in when after I was done talking to him about it. Like we were like playing games and shit, and then I lost track of time. Like basically, like Julian, I was literally playing. What was it?
What am I involved in this? I didn't say anything.
Yeah, no, Julian, I was literally in the same voice chat with the same people. Like that person who I was helping showed up, but like I was literally in the same like voice chat with the same people for like the entire night. Like that was it. That was I was in it. I was literally in that voice chat with those two till like 6 in the morning.
I want to say this real quick while I'm streaming. If you like tea and you're lazy and you don't want to boil and get a pitcher and do all that, you should buy these Twinnings cold brew iced tea little packets. You like just put 2 or 3 in your cup with any temperature water, and it will turn into tea in like 5-6 minutes.
Winning.
Shut up. Winning. Oh, dude, did you know that who was he married to? She was a Bond
Mom.
girl.
Oh, I don't
Mhm.
remember. I'm not gonna lie.
She was a brunette with like really beautiful eyes.
Your mom.
I can't remember her name. Anyway, she has an OnlyFans. She does nude modeling now on OnlyFans.
I mean, hey,
Who was
you got
OnlyFans?
the body for it.
Charlie Sheen's ex-wife. She was a Bond girl at one point. She was a nuclear physicist in the movie.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she has an OnlyFans. Do you know who else has an OnlyFans now?
Who?
Carmen Electra.
Okay. Let me take a look.
Every black man in the
Does she actually show nudity?
Within earshot? I think so.
I will show
OnlyFans.
you.
I know for sure the one I was talking about
OnlyFans
did.
can be like, you know, not nude as well.
It could be like no sexual content at all.
Yeah, so like just because she has an OnlyFans doesn't mean you're gonna see her naked.
Jock is gonna figure this out. Jock.
Yeah, Jock will give us the definitive answer. Yeah.
He's the Black Poirot right now. He's figuring it out.
I won't say it, but could have. But
Round one.
I have no idea who any of these damn characters are. Or what the fuck I'm doing. And they modded this whole entire game and they created this entire game and put it into Yakuza.
Yeah.
With an online mode, an arcade ladder.
Yep.
Arcade ladder, a ranked mode, and everything.
I do love that they put an entire online mode in there. So for a while it was the only way to play that game or online. Well, actually, in general on PC, because it came out before the Yakuza one came out before the PC version.
I mean, then Sega realized, wait a minute, people are actually enjoying this. We just released this game, released this thing we made in the background as an actual game. It's like, whoa, what? Shocking. That you forget that people. It's like fucking just give people a little bit of Virtual Fighter and then they'll shut up for a while because you don't have to get them anymore.
Oh,
Julian, why did they get rid of the back hop that Archer had?
The what?
Remember, there was like a thing where you could shoot and then it would send you back like 10 meters or something.
That button's still there, Omni.
Why isn't it on my hotbar?
Because you didn't put it on your hotbar because you're a goober.
Listen,
that doesn't sound right.
I swear I heard you say, "Why is Bad Cop missing?"
I heard Bat Cop. I'm like, I didn't know that Commissioner Gordon became a Batman at one point.
Did I ever do that bit with you where it was drunk Bruce Wayne and he was accidentally revealing he was Batman?
I don't think so.
Okay, I bring this up for a very specific reason, but the bit I used to do it a long time ago, along with my Bane sneezing bit. It was just like he'd be like, hey. It's me. I'm Bruce Bann. I mean Bat Wayne. I mean fuck. Let me try again. I'm Batman. Shit. And it's just that's the joke. Is he's drunk and fucking up his name. I found a TikTok where these people were on stage and they were doing that exact joke, and I was so pissed.
You're like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my joke.
That's my joke. That's my son.
God,
it's messed up, yeah.
Jason.
The same thing happened to me with The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Because before The Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out, I was with my friends, and I was like, imagine Bane with a cold talking to his henchman. I was like, oh! What? I have a little cold. All right. Well, what do you want me to do about the Batman? What are you going to... It's in my mask! And then he just starts crying. and then Spider-Man 2 did that joke where he was like, he had a cold and he sneezed in his mask while he was in a bodega. I was like, that's my joke. That's my son.
Like, little did you realize that you've just been wiretapped for years.
It feels that way sometimes.
They just use you for writing.
It feels that way sometimes.
That's they had the outfit I wanted to wear.
It's in my mask. That's so fun. That makes me giggle.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now, Carmeletra is stingy as fuck. By the way.
Well,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
is she supposed to get
like,
naked?
she has the ability to be stingy with it
yeah.
because
So
people are still
and
gonna
she does
pay.
it's okay. So she has she has that quote unquote free account, right? So what she does, so pretty much with the free account, what they basically do is like they
Yeah, it's just teases
charge
for the.
they charge you for each and every like little like thing they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's free to browse, but you have to pay for any
Right,
actual
and even then, you're
content.
not gonna get the actual like.
But does she
good
sell
stuff.
like? Is she selling like I'm gonna send you a message from me saying I love you? Or is it like here's you want a picture of my boobies? Here you go.
Let me see. Best things I'm seeing
is
right
there
now.
any
I'm looking at it
actual
like
nudity?
you want to. Let me see. This was a tip and $12 if you want to want the full video, and it's like got the emoji where they're like panting, and it's like red, and they're panting with sweat dripping down.
So it's just her
me
modeling. I'm pretty sure it's just her modeling.
Yeah, maybe in like a
7 to
bikini
see
or
something.
maybe like
Holy
bronze
Tip and
face.
7 to see something naughty, devil emoji. Let me have some fun if you don't. If you're down for me,
Alright,
was it
Jack,
water emojis, devil
you know what you
emoji.
need to do. You
I'm
need
not
to
fucking.
tip $12 and.
I'm not giving
Yeah.
this woman my money.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
she has
I'm
the ability
sorry.
to
I
get
thought
away
you were
with
a real
it.
Carmen Electra fan.
I'm not.
I'm not really that big of a fan. I just wanted. I just was
I
curious.
want to see her
Like,
naked.
she
Yeah,
was.
I
I
know.
want to see her naked. That's all I really cared about.
Just
You
say
know
it.
what?
Just say it.
You know what? Give me a minute.
Say it louder so your girlfriend can hear.
I have yeah.
Yo, wake up.
Oh,
Kate,
he's
and
not
tell her
afraid
what
of
you
getting
said
in
now.
trouble for that, but he's afraid for the other thing. All right, give me a moment. I have a method of.
By the way,
looking at
Julian, I love the
real
gratuity emote. I gratuity everybody now. You have to do all the Beast Tribe bullshit to get it.
Hooray! I did it!
Yeah, there's
I
some
beat
videos online
Virtua
that
Fighter
claim.
arcade mode. Yeah, I did
There's some
it.
there's some videos online that claim that they're leaks, but like, you know.
I don't.
You know.
I have a site that pulls a lot of content from OnlyFans, like a lot of paid content from OnlyFans.
It's the one you told me about.
No, I haven't told you about this one. I just discovered it a few days ago.
Oh, okay.
Someone's in the
Yeah,
doghouse.
I checked her X page.
God, that's such a fucking stupid shit.
And like she doesn't have any fucking like content like up on there.
Yeah, she's just doing modeling for fans, which
Yeah,
is
because
fair.
even on
but...
here, like they don't have anything. Like
And,
there's like one of her with like a lollipop, and that's about it. Like
yeah, like honestly, that's probably
it's
honestly, like
suggestive, but it's not anything beyond that.
And then she has this whole thing like legal disclaimer, content. So you don't even know, right? Because she has this content published on my OnlyFans page is exclusive copyrighted material. Subscribers may not redistribute.
Does that mean she has a copyright symbol on her boobs?
Yeah, or publish any content of my OnlyFans
Julian,
page, including but not limited to
her
videos.
Boobs have a little
photos,
like tattoo
audio
of the
clips,
R
or any other content. Yeah, well, a violation of this may result in legal action, banning or removal of your account, and or was it? Yeah,
I like how she claims legal action, but you ain't winning that court case.
Was like the person who stole her shit, or
yeah,
her shit?
Like if she tries to sue you for like re-uploading a video from fucking OnlyFans, it's like you ain't winning that court case.
Stop hitting my dog.
The only thing that will happen is that you get banned from OnlyFans or something like that.
So the thing she does, she has the money and stuff to probably like get anything that's uploaded removed, which is why it makes it like
yeah, but not like you're not gonna get sued or anything because like that ain't happening, but you will like it will be removed and you'll probably get banned from OnlyFans, maybe.
Probably more likely. Why it's even worth making a big deal about it? I'm pretty sure that warning is on all OnlyFans.
No, it's not.
Oh, I don't know. I never looked that closely. If I'm gonna be honest,
at least I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think I've ever saw that before.
Well, okay. I'm going to end
just like
stream.
don't share this
by the way.
content outside.
I mean,
of...
there are people that don't share this content, but they don't like come up with like a legal thing.
Hey guys,
Yeah,
I'm going to end the stream.
We're ending the stream. Why?
Because it's 1 in the morning.
That can't be right.
It is 1 in the morning. My alarm to take my 1 o'clock medicine just went off.
I don't
It's to be
think
1
that's
in the morning.
right.
I have to be at work at 10 in the morning. So
you got 9 hours.
Yeah, and I need 8 of them to sleep.
That doesn't sound right.
And I'm only gonna get. I'd be lucky to get 6 of them if fucking Chia's gonna wake me up in the middle of them. So I need to go. So I want to go to bed. I want to go to bed while she's preoccupied being not in this room.
Before we end the stream, I found a video leaked on X of her in a bathtub naked. And you see her titties.
Yeah, there we go. I'll pay for that content.
Post it.
$87. Go back to Mordona.
That person's gonna get sued according to Carmen Electra's legal thing.
Well, come at us. We have no money. Here we go. Fucking After Dark.
There it is. It popped up. And no percent. Cool. And I'm on the right class.
Anyway, good night, everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this fade, and then I'm gonna end stream.